guys, what's going on? F on my pawn here, and welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Since we last left off, one second. F on my pawn here, and welcome back to Pathfinder. There we go. I just had to mute that. I'm keeping I'm keeping Kick open just in case those bots come back. But I have taken a small precaution in order to prevent that issue from cropping up. But we'll have to see. Or at the very least, I've done something that might help, alleviate the issue to some extent. But whether that actually works or not, I have no idea. I'm just going to wing it and see if it works out. But I digress. Since last we left off, since last I streamed, we managed to get to Hepsimira and all that other jazz. We managed to get to Mythic level 7. And we are slowly going to start evolving into our next Mythic level. So that's going to be fun. Whether we'll be able to handle the threats that come to pass, I have no idea. But we're going to come in like a comet. So without further ado, let's just get into things and see what happens. Now, I should probably explain a few things. First, let's talk about the whole situation with Nocticula. Now, there are three sorts of things that you cannot rely on when you're dealing with Nocticula. And it's unfortunate for us, but taking the mythic power from Nocticula is actually a bad thing for us. So, unfortunately, we will not get the profane buff we were hoping for, which I was kind of hoping we could potentially bypass or, overcome. But that's just, unfortunately, the reality of it. We can't really benefit from it. So, we're just stuck with, we're stuck with just dealing with our character like this. So, we will not get the +6 to our primary score, +4 to a secondary score, and a +2 to AC. It is a profane bonus, mind you, so I guess there is some merit there, but even though we accepted, well, we're not getting it, so. To put it simply, if we do accept it, we'll be locked out of our Dragonhood path, basically, so. Refusing when I did was actually a good thing, and I decided to just roll with the punches. But, yeah. That's the decision on, Nocticula, at least. We have still got to deal with the salamanders down here. We will, get to those guys in a minute. But, first we want to level up, and preferably I'd like to get some rest in. So we're gonna level up our mythic, we'll level up ourselves, and we'll go from there. So, let's see. We'll go for the barbarian level. That's just stable for us. Get our 3 typical points in persuasion, perception, and stealth, or trickery, rather. We are then going to invest into what? We've got 21s and 22s across the board. I will invest a point into athletics just to bring that to 17. And let's invest a point into... Why not invest a point into stealth? Let's bring that up to 22. Then we can invest 2 points into 22 here, and then we can start scaling the athletics and mobility appropriately. So that's going to be nice. And now for what is going to increase our power. Let's see. I don't think we're using our swift action much, so we could theoretically use Arcane Strike. This would give us a +1 damage and our weapons are treated as magic for the purpose of overcoming damage reduction. And we get it for every 5 caster levels. We don't currently have a caster level, so this is kind of useless for us, but it is still worth mentioning, or at least considering. There's Energized Wild Shape, which gives us a d6 of energy damage. We could get an Arcanist exploit if we so desire. There is a few choices that we could theoretically go with, but nothing really sticks out here. Although, Wooden Flesh would be bad for a minute. Hmm. It would give us a 2 natural armor bonus to AC and DR slashing, but it's not worth it. We're actually going to focus on the extra rage power like before. And you know what? That's actually brings me up to a good point. We can actually take the Beast Totem. So if we take the Beast Totem Lesser here, we can actually get the Beast Totem Normal at that point, which is good. I actually need to check something. Hold on. Because there's a weird thing going on. Let's see. First, let's see the journal. Let's see. Okay, that's fine. Let me go into here. Toy box. I want to check my, what's going on here. Because there might be an error going on with my leveling up here. So, first and foremost, I do want to activate Jealousy Be Gone. I have been considering this for a while now, but I'm probably going to show this at the very least. Show end of the 6 of DLC 6 Romance Picker. Just before the end of DLC 6. Well, we haven't gotten it up to the DLC 6, so we should be fine there. But we're going to be activating that. There should be something about character-specific stuff. I'm just trying to recall where it is. Doesn't look like I adjusted anything. Aside from, you know, using achievement squads, but most of my stuff is actually, you know, appearance-based, and I don't really use this for anything besides respec, so... Let's see. I guess it'd be in level up? Here we go. Ignore forbidden archetypes. We should probably turn that back off. There we go. I'm not sure if that was the issue there, but I used this originally to prevent the issue of alignment, but that was another thing entirely. I'm not sure why that was on, but alas, it's now off, so we will just take it in stride. Let's level up properly now. Barbarian level 6. Take the levels appropriately. There we go. Next. We just go for the extra rage power. Go Beast Totem Lesser. It seems it doesn't change much though, for some reason. I can still take Reflexive Dodge. Alright, well I'm not complaining. Alright, well anyways, we will take Beast Totem Lesser. And then we are going to take Beast Totem, because this will give us a natural armor bonus to AC, and it increases by 1 every 4 levels of Barbarian that you have. So, by taking this, we will have effectively given ourselves an additional 2 AC, on top of everything, and by the time we hit level 8, we will have increased both the Guarded Stance and Beast Totem effect up to a +3, which is exactly what I was hoping for. As for what we choose beyond that, I'm not sure. I'm considering Sense, because this gives us Blind Sense, at the very least. There are other options, of course, like the Rolling Dodge, which will give us a double AC against range attacks with Guarded Stance, which makes the +3 a +6 against ranged. I could also get a bonus to reflex saving throws equal to our Guarded Stance AC. There is also a few other options, but Clear Mind is probably going to be the winner alongside the Greater Beast Totem, because the Greater Beast Totem allows you to full attack when you charge. which means you can apply your... You can apply a lot of negatives in that instance. But yeah, no, when you're raging, you gain the Pounce special ability, which is a full attack at the end of a charge. In addition, the claws increase a damage die, and they become 3 times damage on a critical hit, which is pretty ridiculous when you think about it. Whether that works with our claws in polymorph form, I'm not sure, but Beast Totem is definitely going to be the core of what we're going to select here. This is just going to make our AC even higher, which is ridiculous to think about, but hey, there you go. Alright. I guess I will activate this. All critical hits made by you or against you are automatically confirmed. Alright, that's our next level. We can now obtain Mythic. We just go another Mythic path. We are brought to 7th Mythic. We are given the... Oh, right, we never actually did cover what we got here. We've got the Song of Defiance, obviously, which gives us DR5 Lawful and Regeneration 5 Lawful. And then, of course, we got the Courageous Defender, which is DR5 and immunity to fear effects. And all enemies within 50 feet must succeed a will save or be forced to attack the chosen companion. The base DC for this saving throw is equal to 10 plus half the Azatel level plus their mythic rank. Plus their highest ability modifier. Which is probably going to be Wisdom, I would wager. Okay, let's see. What do we go with next for buffs? Full Reservoir, I must admit, is tempting, but I don't think I really want to get that, if I'm going to be real. Cavalry is kind of useless for us. Now use judgments any numbers of time per day. Yeah, forgive me. I'm just looking around to see what there is for options for me. I could take mysteries, but it's kind of pointless for us. We don't really cast spells, so kind of pointless there. About the only good thing that we could probably get is Bloodline Ascendance, but we need to get a Bloodline to begin with. And I have considered getting something like an Elemental Body, because this makes us immune to sneak attacks and critical hits. So we could just choose an Elemental Body that's, separate from everything else. But we need a Bloodline specifically anyways. So, let's see. I think the best choice for us would probably be Scaled Soul, because it will allow us to be immune to poison. And while we are immune to paralysis, poison is still an issue. We are going to get immunity to disease, though, so that is something worth noting. I could also get the Power of the Pits, which makes us immune to fire and poison. So that's also an option. Soul of Fae actually fits best. So I could get a immunity to poison DR10 cold. DR10 cold iron, no less. So this could actually help our survivability if we grab this. And yeah, if we choose an elemental body, I'm probably going to go with elemental body of acid specifically. This will allow me to be immune to acid damage and sneak attack and critical hits. which will be seriously amazing. There is also other choices, like Ascension, specifically. Acid, Cold, and Petrification. Petrification is an issue for us. I might have to consider that, actually. Demonic might be the better choice for choosing an immunity to poison, but eh. I like the DR that you get from Soul of the Fae, so we're probably going to grab that. We'll also grab Ascension, which makes us immune to acid and cold, in addition to Petrification. So we're going to want Ascension, we're going to want Soul of the Fae, and then we'll pair it with Demonic Mites by getting a secondary domain. Well, a secondary bloodline. So we'll have to get a level of Sorcerer in the future. So that is going to be our focus then for the future. At least that is the intended plan. Until then, though, we just need to decide on something that we're going to like. Unrelenting Assault is probably going to be our favorite choice here, because it will give us a +2 on damage rolls with melee weapons up to a maximum of 10. And because we're hitting so often, there's no reason to not take it. We could also take Thundering Blows in the off chance that we miss, but that's highly unlikely with our bonuses. What else is there? Your charge attacks deal additional divine damage equal to d6 per mythic rank. Eh. Although, if with a pounce, that could be really ridiculous. No, actually, Ever Ready could be ridiculous, actually. Because we do have, combat... Yeah, we can actually make use of Ever Ready. We gain a bonus on attack and damage rolls equal to your mythic rank. So this could guarantee us multiple attacks with the buff that we have. So we're actually going to go with Ever Ready. It's an odd choice. It's not really used for anything besides attacks of opportunity, but this could be the best thing for us. But yeah, I'm going to grab Ever Ready, and we'll invest our time into mythic feats involving, well, mythic feats or mythic abilities involving bloodline transformations. That's probably going to be our best bet come the future. We'll go with Castigate here. Go with... what else here? A luck bonus is kind of pointless. Overwhelming Grief. We'll go with Overwhelming Grief. From there, we'll go Shield of Dawn. And for 5th level spells, oh boy. Let's see. Sacred bonus on attack rolls and saves against fear. Plus 1 temporary hit points per cast level. It's okay, but not great. Let's go with Mind Fog. No, no. No. We'll go with Burst of Glory, because it's a small sacred bonus. It's not ideal, but it's still better than nothing. And in the off chance that it does work... Yeah, let's go Song of Discord. A 50% chance for enemies to just turn on one another if they fail to save is pretty decent. Although I'm not going to be using it for that purpose, but hey, there you go. But we do get a few Asta-specific spells, so that's nice. We remove all negative levels from the target while also granting immunity to energy drain and mind-affecting effects for 1 minute per cast level. This is pretty good. Moral support. The Azita and all allies gain a bonus to skill checks and critical confirmation rolls equal to 1 plus 3 cast levels, as well as the bonus on saving throws to equal to 1 plus 6 caster levels. Moral support is pretty ridiculous, so we'll grab that. The Azita can use this to restore all companions' ability uses to the maximum amount. And Sudden Squall. 15-foot cone of wind that deals 3d6 plus Azita level sonic damage. Every enemy affected must succeed a fortitude save or become disoriented, unable to cast spells. Okay. I'll respect it. I'll respect it. Alright, not bad. Let's have a look-see around. See what's up. During this time, fast healing will hit. Will it? I'm exhausted, so probably not. Okay, pick the lock. We are given a few things. Cold Iron Earthbreaker and a bunch of other stuff. An unusually accurate map of Golarion. Just a few things dotted about here and there. We are also given the Undying Love of the Hopebringer, which is a +5 spike shield, which also gives a +5 enchantment bonus to attack and damage made by using it. So if you're looking for a board sort of build, this might be up to your interest, because it does give a bonus to saving throws and skill checks if you utilize it. Alright, Knowledge Arcana. What is our current knowledge? 26. We'll save here. Under stream 57. Evolution to... I don't know. Yeah, let's just call it that. The evolution to Dragon Path. Now, it would be in our best interest to get a rest in. Well, after we do this. These adamantine shackles have been enchanted. The enchantments block teleportation and any other abilities that involve extraplanar movement. Okay. I do not know why my fast healing is stopped, but that's an interesting little situation. So I guess for now, let's rest. Because it's clear that we do need to do that. Alright. We are going to change from Demon Slayer Soup to the Hams Sandwich. Okay. Yep. Rest for a day. That should be perfectly fine. Here we go. That's a load. We do want to get this ham sandwich off, though. Yeah, no, that's a load here. I'm gonna have to do the check again. My bad. Oh well. I'm not too surprised. That is another load because we failed to check. Damn. What a mood. Wrong save. God. Okay, come on. Alright, that's another load. Damn, this is annoying. Should have saved before I did this, damn. Ah, well. I'm half tempted to just jump off into the river of lava, because I can, technically do that without too much hassle. There we go. Now I can save and do this. Alright. Anyways, we saved, so now all we do is actually rest. Alright, manage to ham sandwich. Come on, let's do this. Okay, that's a load again. The older the dragon, the more dangerous it is. Although, in our case, we're very dangerous, to be fair. If we consider how powerful of a dragon we are, we actually do quite well for ourselves. Okay. Okay. There we go. Got it, finally. And if 23 hours have passed, we should technically still have a food buff, which we don't. Which is quite alright. Seems we've also got a permanent heroism effect somehow. I guess that might be due to Aivu, though. Speaking of Aivu, she does actually have more spells now, which is interesting to think about. So we're just going to quickly organize those real quick. Not that it will really matter in the grand scheme of things. You'll understand why I say that soon enough, I'm sure. Cure critical wounds can go here. That buff can go here. Freedom of movement is the same. Restoration, I guess, can go here. And then, of course, the heal goes here. Break enchantment. Serenity. Yeah, we'll send break enchantment there. Serenity is all enemy creatures, so we'll put this here. And then we'll put spell resistance up here. Alright, there we go. But yeah, we don't need to worry too much about that. Alright, we're gonna polymorph back out here. Because we're gonna have to teleport down here for a mo. But we'll first focus on buffing ourselves to high hell. Okay, we don't need to worry about that. Let's see, what else? Don't really need that. So we'll save those spells for later. But we do gain 4 castings of this, so that's going to be fun. Dexterity, Wisdom, Constitution, and I've got a choice between Strength, Intelligence, or Charisma. What is probably the strongest for us? Let's see. Strength would increase our athletics and mobility. Intelligence would increase our knowledge arcana and knowledge world. But it won't affect lore, nature, or lore religion. So if we wanted a higher skill check on knowledge arcana and world, that's an option. Dexterity would affect stealth and mobility. And strength would affect athletics. Strength is currently our lowest statistic, but intelligence is more reliable here for knowledge checks. But we do have the Lucky Ham Sandwich covering for us, so we do have the advantage there in that regard. And that's assuming I want to even use it that way. I don't have to use that. I could use it for something else. As it stands, I'm going to save it, so we'll leave that alone for now. We will use Deadly Beauty, we'll use Echolocation. We can use Freedom of Movement to give ourselves some room, but I'm actually going to hold off on that. As for 5th level, well... Moral Support gives us a bonus to all skill checks and critical confirmation rolls, with a bonus to saving throws. The only bonus here is skill checks and saving throws, which is alone good. So we'll use that. That's going to give us a nice boost for a good 13 minutes. We are then going to use Friendly Hug, probably. Yeah, we'll use Friendly Hug here, so that way we can become immune to negative energy effects. It's basically a death ward in of its own right. So I just hug myself. Yeah, it removes all negative levels and grants immunity to energy drain and mind-affecting effects, which is really powerful in of its own right. What else? I think that covers the castings that I do on myself, so there is that. We'll use a bit of fun here to give ourselves some illusions. And then we just need a buff up here, so we will use Shield. Do we need Remove Sickness? We do have an issue with disease, but we'll be fixing that issue soon enough, so no need to worry there. I'll use this. I'm going to use a... If I had Bull Strength, I'd use it. But I will use Allure. I will use Delay Poison. Mirror Image. Let's use the Elemental Effects. The Invisibility. Don't need Sense Vitals on. Let's use Displacement and Haste. Protection from arrows. We should probably use it just in case. Then we use the elemental stuff here. I'm probably going to start swapping over to the communal versions because those have a slightly higher caster level to them. So that's probably what I'm going to use. We don't need Death Ward because... well, it covers all death effects, doesn't it? But we shouldn't need it right now, so I'm just going to use the False Life Scroll. We don't need Freedom Movement because we've already got that buffed, and the rest can, well, we'll use the Stone Skin, and then we should be good. Alright, we polymorph into Gold Dragon form. Go into our journal. Or rather, wherever else we go. Let's see, how are we looking? 60 acid, cold, electricity, fire, and sonic resistance. And immunity to fire. We've got a 82 to AC. Technically higher because we haven't used Immunity Dexterity. There we go. Now we're good. But, yes. This is our peak AC now. We're at 85, which is ridiculous. Well, technically not even that. We're actually slightly higher. Well, no, actually, no. This is the maximum that we can get thus far, specifically. We're getting a natural armor of 5 from Vexelia's amulet. We get the dodge bonus, haste bonus. And even then, if we turn on Come and Get Me and Rage... so, with Rage, we suffer a -2 to AC. With Come and Get Me, we suffer a -4 to AC, effectively. But we do gain a +4 to AC, 2 of which is coming from the Barbarians. Well, 4 of it which is coming from the Barbarian stuff. So now I'm ready to go. Or at the very least, deal with this threat down here, because we do need... we needed to buff this much, at least, for the danger down here. And in turn for all of that buffs, we are at a ridiculous and staggering insane boost to Perception, Persuasion, and Trickery. And the lowest stat we have among all these choices is Use Magic Device, which is kind of funny to think about. Damn. But yeah, no, that's a ridiculous amount of boost. We're going to guarantee the athletics at least. There we go. Nice try. Yeah, they are not touching us anytime soon. Okay. Let them keep attacking me. And then we'll just ridiculously ruin their day like this. There we go. And we will get to dealing with those guys in a mo. Or rather, we'll get back up in a moment. But for now, I want to grab those. And we want to go over here, so we're going to save. And even if I lose the displacement, that's perfectly fine with me. We're just going to teleport across. And get ready for the Scorcher of Souls. Alright, so the Scorcher of Souls is another one of those fancy heroic individuals. I'm not too worried about them because they're probably one of the easier foes to fight. Kind of surprised he has so much cold resistance, huh? I guess it makes sense for him, but Well, there you go. Ow! Damn, I rolled poorly there. Let's see. What are you looking like? Aside from the unholy aura, which is going to be a pain in the butt to deal with, you are immune to fire and negative. You've got vulnerability to cold, but 120 cold resistance. So, acid and electricity look like the easier targets to face if we wanted to use energy damage, but we're better off just targeting him and attacking multiple times with against his mirror image. What are you gonna do? Ooh. Alright, that's 6 strength lost, but that's fine. We're still wailing down on him again with relative ease. Yeah, this guy is gonna go down really quick. There we go. He's nearly dead, basically. Alright, down he goes. So yeah, Scorcher of Souls, gone. Now we deal with the Abyssal Salamanders, which are gonna fail miserably at trying to get at us. Yeah, they're gonna be missing quite a bit. It does seem like my fast healing has stopped for some reason. I knew it was going to be glitchy, but I wasn't expecting it to be this bad. But we'll take this. We get the Manual of Gainful Exercise. And a number of other things. I think I recently got a wand that allows... Well, I should have gotten a wand that allows for something specific happening here. 1 second. Okay, I guess that wand is a lie. You're supposed to get some sort of wand here that allows you to, well, teleport, if you will. But it doesn't seem like that is indeed the case, so that is a bummer, but not too surprising here. Alright, we're going to go up here. I'm kind of surprised I'm not healing, actually. Usually my fast healing would be proccing right now, but I guess not. Not for now. Not sure why, but hey, it's alright. It's not a huge ordeal. Before we go any farther, we just need to go see the Fulsome Queen. We need to go back and see her, because this will give us some benefits. So we're just going to march our way over to her little alcove here. I guess we can talk with the people over here. Yep. And now we're just going to go see the lair of the Fulsome Queen. And just go talk with her. Because there is one other benefit we can secure from here. Even though it's going to come at a negative. A slight negative, I would say. But still, a negative all the same. Let's use that book real quick. This will give us a slight boost to our strength. That boosts us up to 17 strength. I think the only thing we need is the Manual of Constitution, the Manual of Intelligence, And then we've basically got all of our inherent bonuses increased by 2, which is pretty nice. Whether I can increase that even higher, that's another story entirely, but hey. I will welcome the bonuses as they come. The demon's body drips filth and refuse, and her stench is nearly overpowering. She smiles sweetly at you. You have returned to me, mortal. My beauty must have charmed you. Epsamira is dead. The island is now yours alone. The fulsome queen purrs in contentment. She wriggles happily, her loathsome body slurping and sloshing with each movement. Now the island is all mine again. I am the queen, and this is my domain. Everyone who hurt me is dead. The nasty lizard and a horned woman are gone. Your enemies are dead, my lady. As your faithful servant, I'm ready to perform my final duty and accept my reward from your hands. The demon stares at you in confusion and repeats your words slowly, as if tasting them. A reward. This is very royal. Yes, I'll be like Nocticula. Doesn't she reward her servants? Well then, I'll give a reward to you. But what will it be? I know, I'll give you my unclean gift. Her bloated body of filth swells up excitedly, as if emphasizing the importance of this gift. What is this unclean gift? Succubi know how to give their chosen ones their unclean gift. It's like a royal token of special favor that bestows, various mighty useful powers. And I am not a puny succubus. I am the fulsome queen. My unclean gift will be even stronger. I'll make you as resilient as quicksand, and deadly like the stench of a plague pit. And I'll also make you as beautiful as me. The demon gurgles happily, delighted in her own wit. I would be honored to accept your unclean gift, my lady. Moist, wet fingers touch your heart, filling you with an intense, though pleasant warmth. The heat moves down your spine. It spreads through your limbs until your entire body is caught up in this sensation. You are lost in a haze of lazy, languid contentment, as your body and mind join together in a perfect harmony. The demon gurgles as she dismisses you with a clumsy, awkward wave of her hand. Go, knight. You have served the fulsome queen gloriously. And for our trouble, as you know, or as you notice, our charisma has taken a little bit of a hit. If we go into our abilities specifically... Oh, accidentally clicked spellbook. Where is it? The unclean gift is what it's called. Here it is. You gain a +2 profane bonus to Constitution, which helps our health. You gain a +2 bonus to natural armor, which increases our AC. We become immune to disease, and we get a 50% chance to treat any critical hit or sneak attack as a normal hit. Due to the unpleasant stench, however, our charisma permanently decreases by 4. So if you're trying to play a charisma caster, do not accept this gift, because it will bugger your charisma a little bit. But if you're still looking for the bonuses, it's not a bad thing to consider. Even if you take charisma as a bit of a dump stat. Well, whether you take it as dump stat or not, it's got benefits to warrant its consideration. Immunities come very few and far between. So having those bonuses will seriously help you in the long term. And considering we're going solo, you want to get as much bonuses as you can, so... That's my opinion on it anyways. Taking it, there's no inherent downside for taking it, simply. Stop moaning. You're already dead. Calm down. Alright, we will save here. And we will get going. We have a ridiculous amount of health, up to 658. And you'll come to understand that this is only just the beginning. So this is going to be fun. But 81 in AC is ridiculous. But it's around this point that you want that AC, so having this level AC is fully acceptable. Alright, return to the Midnight Fane through the rift. The place has been sanctified. It can protect the area around it from the corruption of the Abyss. Ah, hello! It's a good thing I'm immune to disease. Alright. Let's smoke these guys. Nice try. Alright, we're dealing with a whole bunch of enemies this time, it seems. Lovely. And we're dealing with some serious foes here. Ooh. This'll be fun. Okay, I'll 5 foot closer here. Encourage them to attack me. We'll move Ivu and Bismuth back. Because they only got so much to go for them. Oh. They're really trying their best here, huh? Okay, we will focus on this Cambion Defiler. Then focus on the Colossus Defiler. And I guess we'll wait. Oh, there goes that guy. Now we focus on him. Yeah, they stand no chance. Damn. All right, there we go. Oof. Why not complain? Oh god, lag. Okay, looking that way is actually lagging my game, so maybe not focus on that area. Oh, there he goes. So long. Alright, let's take you out then. 5 foot back over. Can I coup de grace him? No, I can't. We'll delay my turn until after. There we go. And he's stunned yet again. There we go. Okay, a Cambion Defiler with a Scimitar and the Spellbreaker. This +4 Tower Shield grants its wearer 10 competence bonus on saving throws against evocation spell schools. Hope Crusher. Whenever the wielder of this +3 speed heavy flail damages an opponent, its enchantment bonus increases by 1, making attacks against the opponent to a maximum enchantment bonus of 8. This extra enchantment bonus goes away upon switching to target, if the opponent dies or when the battle ends. So I don't think I need to tell you how powerful the Hope Crusher is, but it's a very nice weapon. It is basically a +8 weapon if you attack an enemy enough. So great for certain bosses. The dead ritual slave purchased from Tenebris looks as if it's exploded from the inside. The young woman's innocent beauty has been defiled, left by claws and blades. That is truly unfortunate. hell happened here? Fulfill the orders of Our Lady in Shadow till the end. He will avenge us. You promised you'd bring us home. Then you just left. Why would you do this to us? Damn. Damn. I feel bad now, but there's not much I can do. What about down here? You'd figure there'd be somebody around here, but I guess not. Well, the best we can do is just make up for lost time. Alright, let's save, and let's begin our hunt. Let's go deal with these demons. Properly. Show them true hospitality. Let's see, before we... Well, I guess I can go, charge in, it's fine. In we go. Hoorah! Oh, he's stunned, okay. Aggressive violence. Nice try. We'll take out the Mythic Glabrezu. There we go. Didn't even have a chance to buff himself, I think. So that's fun. Okay, first to Merilith, then you. 5 foot forward. And then we just take out the Campion. There we go. And hey, we level up yet again. Okay, let's see. Well, I guess the reasonable option would be to go Barbarian again, right? Although, actually, we're actually going to take a level in Sorcerer, as odd as it sounds. Specifically, the reason I'm going Sorcerer is solely because I know there is a, yeah, we're gonna go Cross-Blooded. This gives us a secondary bloodline, which is what we need in order to continue on with what we're planning for in the future. If we want the benefits of 3 bloodlines, we do need to do this. So I will be taking a single level in Sorcerer Cross-Blooded specifically. It's not a good casting class for us, but we're not focusing Sorcerer for the casting, are we? We are going to boost up our... Let's see, base value 21... If we bring this up to 21, we can also get the benefits of the amulets for both sides. So we're going to take Dexterity, I think. Yeah, so this is going to make our Wisdom and Dexterity the same value, which works. We boost up those. And then we just boost up our mobility, I guess. There we go. And now we choose 2 bloodlines. As I've said before, we want the Celestial bloodline and the Fey bloodline. Because if we take the Fey bloodline, we will get the Soul of the Fey buff when we do decide to go this route. We also seem to get a +2 against for compulsion school spells. And well, we're gonna primarily go the Fey bloodline. Sorcerer bonus feats. I guess for us, combat casting would probably be the next best thing, but spell penetration probably goes harder. And for the secondary bloodline, we're going to go Celestial, because that will give us the immunity for petrification, acid, and cold. So this will cover 2 elemental resistances and petrification, which is another issue we've been suffering from. So there we go. And we get to choose a spell of our choice that we can utilize. Out of anything, I'm torn between Mage Armor and Shield. Mage Armor is just consistently useful, but I'm probably going to go Shield here, because we get a lot of casting as a sorcerer, so the Shield buff will certainly be better in general. And while we may lack the charisma for casting those spells, that's perfectly fine. Now, before we go contact our allies, let's go down here. I want to see if there's anything that has changed since we last been here. I don't think there has been, but it never hurts to check. Who knows? There might be secrets waiting for us. We'll save here. We've made some significant progress, and off we go up here. Giant bone looks gnawed on. Stone is gouged and crumbled. Yeah, nothing too crazy, though. Yeah. You meet the gazes of your companions. It seems they did not expect your appearance in the Nexus. What happened here? Wolf's gaze is fixed on the demon corpses as he grips his dagger. Look, Chief, it's good to see you and all, but would you mind jabbing those dead demons with your blade a few more times? Just in case any of them are plain dead. When they popped out of that portal and rushed us, I damn near soiled myself. Where did this camp come from? The Abyss is not a place where mortals can comfortably live. Without you, they would inevitably die unless they learned how to take care of themselves. I taught them how to hunt local creatures so they at least wouldn't starve. Wish I'd been able to protect them from the horde of demons that befell us. I'm back. It's time we headed home. Emma wrings her hands and exclaims with joy. How wonderful! I knew you were alive. You're in my dreams, fighting the elements, descending into caves, drive the darkness away with the fire that lives in your heart. I understand. Let's go. Oh, there goes another, unfortunately. Oh, hello, Zorgas. Looking out from behind a rock, Zorgas casts a wary glance at the battlefield, but there's no sign of fear in his expression. Everyone is dead. I'm very sorry. I would have helped him if I could. What happened here? A portal opened up in the mines, and demons came through it. They were scared, and they were everywhere. They destroyed the camp and all who lived in it. I wanted to help them, but I couldn't. I had to hide. How'd you survive? Avoiding your gaze, the boy responds evasively. Those who wanted to harm me are dead. There are certain powers within me that even demons fear. A darkness both ancient and fearsome. Demons call it Quipaltic. When it spilled out, they died. Those who survived fled in terror. It was very unpleasant. The creature is a source of power beyond our control. His presence is a threat to the unit, which is why we must get rid of him. Reginald's words are accompanied by a look that brooks as much argument as an unsheathed blade. Richelieu flinches as if about to leap away from the boy. Quiflops? Enemies of the demons since time immemorial. When they come, death reigns. The succubus looks at Zorgas as if he were a venomous creature, but the fear in her eyes quickly gives way to shame. Forgive me, it's not your fault. Most mortals view me the same way. Are as nothing but a monster. It was wrong of me to say that. Could the powers be a result of your mother's experiments? Mother was interested in things hidden in the depths. Places undisturbed by moonlight. I do not know what that is. Whether it was... Whatever it was that touched me doesn't have a name because names are alien to it. What is this camp? It was the camp of those you saved in Lucianira. When you disappeared, they didn't want to return to the demons and instead chose to stay. Over the past months, they settled in, but there were too few of them, and when the demons appeared in the mines, they were slaughtered. I see. It's good that you're here. I was afraid Ishir's dark water swallowed you. Are you ready to go with me to Galarian to start a new life? Dorgus is silent, looking you intently. There's a hint of fear in his eyes. At last he gives you a hesitant nod. Is this going to be a journey? I've never been on a journey before. Now, let's see if there's any stragglers up here. I don't think there would be, but... yeah. Nothing there. Alright. With my exploration done, let's see our allies, because I believe there's a conversation between each and every single one of them. I could be wrong, though. Actually, no, it doesn't seem like that is actually the case. Never mind. I thought there was, but no. Great Boar is still a polymorph dog, however, so we should probably get that fixed at some point.
The commander found himself in a Lucianira, the very heart of enemy territory. Much to his credit, he managed not only to pique the interest of the Lady in Shadow, but to defeat Baphomet himself. But after these adventures, does he still remember Galarian and wonder about its fate?
Alright. Time to save Galarian. Oh, right, there is a conversation here, it seems. Hold up there, Warchief. We need to talk. Oberg's eyebrows are furrowed in a grim expression. You can hear a barely restrained hostility in his voice. Before we head back to the mortal world, you owe me an explanation. An explanation? What exactly? You know what. Don't be playing the fool to me. Is this what it's come to? You've got a whole army following you, and it's not... and not into the forest to pick mushrooms. No, to war against Oglins. Our bands walked through fire for you. We came to this magic land right into the jaws of a fiend queen. Now it turns out that you two have been in cahoots the whole time? If that wasn't bad enough, who do we run into at her court? Arelu bloody Vorlesh. Olberg spits on the ground. And with a nasty little smirk on our face, that vermin tells us that we've been dancing to her tune this whole time. That she's got our whole crusade wrapped up, and that you, Warchief, are her creation top to toe, like a puppet on strings. And all that And all of these powers of yours, the powers you passed to me. Ulrich's hand curls over his chest as though he wants to tear the mythic powers out of his body, are nothing but foul and sorcery. I trusted you. I called you a war chief, and now it turns out this whole campaign was a lie. Some twisted mirage cooked up by a sorcerer. That's right. You trusted me. You trusted me. I haven't failed you before, and I won't do it now. Now those are words worthy of a war chief. Only question is, can you back him up with action? Or is it all just hot air? Look me in the eyes and tell me, how are you planning to continue this here crusade? Now that we know the truth of that cursed witch's schemes, why should I, or any of the warriors follow you one step further, or have faith in your victory? This army is built on trust, so I'm not going to justify myself to you or anyone. If any crusader doesn't trust me, they can go. But I have faith in my soldiers, and I know that most of them will follow me to the end. Ulbrich gives you a long, hard stare. You don't look away. At last, he nods. I trust you. Forgive me for what I said, War Chief. Base spells and tricksy in sorcery be damned. I'll be behind you to the very end. He lays his hand on his heart and bows his head. Good. Hello, friend. You know how much I love calling you that? Of course you do. Alright. Let's just talk with everybody, see if there's anything to say. Doesn't look like there is. Anything you gotta say, War? Raybor? Nope. Ivu? Anything? Nope, you're just hanging there, just being a chill individual. Inio gives you a vague look and stays silent. You're extremely quiet today. Hmm? Inio casts a frown in your direction. I'm just busy. And not busy at the same time. I feel like I have to do something, but I don't really know what. Feels like I've forgotten something. It's an odd sensation. She sinks back into her ruminations. Drawing her ruby eyes away from the passers-by, Ruchele looks at you. It's good that you're here. Shall we be silent together? You like silence? I used to talk a lot before, and all of it was a lie. My words ruined so much. Silence more now. Have to go. Okay. Rachel, is there anything? What's an interesting discovery? He who was considered the chosen of gods, who was destined to liberate the World Wound, turned out to be a creation of the World Wound's architect. Rachel speaks matter-of-factly. I did have my doubts about the nature of your power, but reality exceeds every expectation. The source of my power is irrelevant. I am who I am. Arilu cannot control me. I suppose you are right. If Arilu Vorlesh or Nocticula had direct access to your consciousness, or any other way to blackmail you, they would have acted by now. On the other hand, I am astonished that they decide to grant such colossal power to an entity outside their control. And on the other hand, that is peak demon behavior. One way or another, consider yourself warned that I will have to report our discovery to my superiors in the Hell Knight hierarchy. And now I'm ready to answer your questions. That's quite acceptable. Okay. Hold on. Anything? Nope. Okay. Nothing for those guys to say. How about Cecile? How are you? Doesn't look like there's much a path anymore, so I guess we're going this way. We'll save as we go in solo, I guess. What about this path here? Oh, hello. A path to Dresden. We've made it. We're going in solo like usual. Let's do this. Oh no. It's already begun. Again. God damn it. Okay, the Midnight Fane's down there, but we're going down here. I wasn't expecting it to be connected to the barracks of all places. Christ. Alright, well, let's go out and see the destruction, because it seems like things have gone awry once again. Which is annoying, but we'll fix things up right quick. Oh boy. Oh god, demons are jumping in, huh? That's annoying. Ow! Negative level. That's a load. The good thing I saved before I, exited. This gives me a reason to use the, one of our scrolls of, Death Ward. So it's definitely worth the time and effort. Alright. So we'll polymorph back here. We'll get rid of the ignition. Oh. I didn't see what I removed. Oh well. Probably wasn't that important anyways. It's only cantrips at the end of the day anyways. Okay. Buff-wise, we seem to be fine. Alright, now we just need to consume the right things. We'll just use a shield. Oh, hello. Ability damage. We should probably solve that, shouldn't we? Let's see. Right, we need to use Lesser Restoration here. There we go. We're fixed to 9. Unclean Gift isn't going to be solved, so let's just buff up here. Alright. Use that. Use this. We don't need haste or displacement, so we'll ignore those. Activate this. And then we transform back into dragon form, and let's begin. We'll save here. And once, yep, everything's now ready, and we go. Let's do this properly. Okay, here we go. Nice try. We'll focus on the Volkai here. I completely forgot about the Death Ward. Oh well. I guess I'm dealing with these guys regardless. Oh, hello. Take that. I'll just have Ivu and Bismuth just collect things, I guess. Why not? I'll focus on this Cambion Bard here, and then the Babao goes down. Yeah, no, let's quickly get the Death Ward going. Okay, we polymorph here. Get the Death Ward activated, which is in the third slot here. Here we go. Polymorph back.
Let us be off. I stand ready.
I need a polymorph first. Ah, hello. Target the Babao warrior here. Nice try. Oh, negative. Alright, that's nasty. Okay, 5 foot forward. Not a fan of the negative stats, but hey, we're fine. How much strength do we have? We're suffering 8. We do technically have a 9, 8, or 7 because it's reduced person active. Oh, you're stunned. Okay. Once, okay, let's see. We're brought to 15. We'll quickly unpolymorph here. This brings us down to 1 strength, but that's fine. There we go. Oh, hello. A slight figure slinks out of shadows. Hold it. State your name or my archers will shoot you where you stand. The voice is familiar. You don't even have to guess. Anevia, it's you. Commander! Anevia visibly fights her desire to pull you into a hug. I bloody knew it. I told you all you'd come. I got some winnings to collect. She gleefully punches the air. I thought it was you the seconds I saw you. Why are you here? I'm on scout patrol, playing any demons that reach this far. It's kinda routine these days. Anevia glances around. But this ain't the place for a conversation. We gotta move, and fast. We wanna bet. Do I get a share of the winnings? I'll donate your share to the treasury, if we survive. The stuff that's going on here right now, Commander, it's a long story. What happened while I was gone? Everything went to shit, to put it mildly. Let's go back to our base. I'll fill you in when we get there. Base? All of Dresden is our base. Anevia shoots you a bleak, guilt-ridden look. Not anymore. These days we make do with what we got, and what we got is sod all. Let's go and talk somewhere more suitable then. Let's go, but I gotta warn you, the news ain't good. Anevia waves a hand in direction of the camp. There you have it, Commander. Our temporary camp. It's embarrassing to have to show you how things have turned out, but now we've got to do something about it. What happened to... Well, I'm sure you have nothing to be ashamed of. You did everything you could. Anevia sighs with relief. Thank you, Commander. We're holding on for now, somehow, but things are gonna be different with you now that you're here. I just know it. We gotta defend this fortress. Anyways, let me finally get you caught up on everything you missed. Anevia folds her arms. Things were quiet at first. You know, as quiet as they were when you were here. I mean, the Queen took hold of the reins, but she wasn't gonna go against your wishes, so she kinda left everything as it was. She just told everybody to hold on, that you'd be back soon. Things carried on like that for 6 months. Right, so 6 months have passed. I know that 6 months have gone by. What happened next? So, listen. Anevia frowns. 6 months, that ain't nothing, you know? After a while, we realized that you, well, maybe you wouldn't be coming back. The Queen was real cut up about it. She was always praying to Iomade, asking for her counsel. One time I overheard her blaming herself for sending you to Abyss. You know our Golfrey. She's laid plenty of friends to rest in her life. If she's called off the crusade after every death, we'd have lost to the demons a long time ago, right? So, Golfrey pulled herself together and made a decision. To push forward before the demons recovered from their last defeat. To go on the attack before they thought of doing the same to us. You were declared dead, see? We did everything we did things properly, though. Threw you a big funeral feast and everything. Everyone was bawling their eyes out. Even Beth shed a tear for you. The Queen took the Sword of the Valor, but she left the Wardstone here. And a detachment of soldiers to guard it. She said anyone who wanted to could stay, but they should know one thing. You weren't coming back. I wanted to go with Beth at first. I even started packing my stuff, but then I realized I couldn't do it. I just kept thinking. You're my commander. We've been through so much together. So I told Beth all this, and she said to me, stay. I know what you're feeling, and I know your love is with me, but if the commander comes back and finds no one here, he'll lose faith in us. Yeah, I failed to persuade Queen Golfrey in this instance, unfortunately. But then again, I wasn't stopping her either, so fair decision. I miss her, like crazy, but I'm grateful as well. She's bound by her oath to the Queen, seeing as how you're not commander anymore. But she gave me the freedom to do what my heart told me. Anevia frowns. I'm not here on my own, you know. There's a whole gang of us, a ragtag crew for sure, but we're all united. We're all fighting for you. Except less than a week after Golfrey left with the army, the demons had us in a pincer maneuver. Organ Gofta on one side, that fat hog, and the other side, that woman Anpomphicius. So the population of Dresden has been evacuated. Yeah, the Queen got as many people out as she could. Those who agreed to go, that is. Even the dungeons were emptied and the prisoners evacuated. I did hear that somebody might have escaped on the way to Neurosian, but I didn't ask for details. It's not our problem anymore. Of course, they couldn't move the bodies of those poor people whose souls were stolen by that jeweler Sunhammer, or whatever his name is. They've been sheltered in a city. Erisno has been looking after them. Steela's pals from the Hound Hearts have been guarding him all this time. Demons have attacked a few times, but given the Knights but given the knights a thrashing. Only Elan was left standing, but none of the victims came to any harm. I, Desna, I hope their souls are found, so all of this won't have been for nothing. And what of the mongrels? Why didn't they help you? Nevia grimly shakes her head. Deserted, they did. I didn't see that coming, I'll admit. They were good people. Strong. There's no signs of anything was wrong, but one night they all just got up and left. The guards at the gate tried to stop them. Load of good that did. The mongrel slit the guards' throats and vanished into wounds. Nobody knows what happened to him, but there's been rumors. Alright. We've covered history, but what about what's happening now? It's all hands on deck here. The One-Eyed Devil squad is holding on to Tavern, and Hilor's in the dungeons. And the storyteller, he had some vision about you and the Queen. He took off running, saying he needed to touch her things to find out where she is. If she's in dire straits, we'll need to go and help her once we deal with things here. And Captain Selikund, remember him? Was given boot by his superiors. He wasn't getting along with them, so they tossed him out on his ear. And get this, the guy just walks right out through the city gates, pack on his back, heading west like he's going for a stroll. Dumb fool. What happened? He didn't see eye to eye with his superiors. The higher-ups didn't like the way Selikund was assigning more and more soldiers to surveying the territory, leaving less and less for military actions. The captain had a dream about discovering a surviving Circorian village like Wintersun. He got carried away. A couple of knights from Neurosun showed up with orders to strip him of his rank. Selikund started yelling about how, once again, the nobility were neglecting the interests of the common folk. He said he was trying to carry out a rescue mission. That's what he called it. Well, the top brass were only interested in the glory of winning battles and the gold Godfrey would put in their pockets. He was about to be thrown out on his ass. Selikund beat them to it. He just disappeared. He left Dresden and went to who knows where. The captain was sent to replace him, but the Queen took him and his soldiers with her when she left. Where do you think he went? I can't tell you where, but I can definitely tell you the who. He's gone off searching for his beloved Sarconians. Damn shame we lost him too. We could have done with another decent officer around here. The amateur archaeologist. He didn't deserve to be treated like that. Selikund's a good man. Got that right. I hope he's still alive. If you come across him, tell him to come back, will ya? Maybe Selikund's career isn't over yet. And what about the Queen? Has there been any word from her? She didn't say anything to those who were staying behind. In case the demons got their claws on us, you know. They could force the information out of us. I don't know if what the storyteller said was a dream or a vision. He just dashed off towards the Citadel. Said he was going to hold some of Godfrey's things and find out where she was headed. Because the commander would be back soon and would be asking about it. That's the last I heard of him. He's been gone half a day. I see, I've heard better news. What are we going to do? Nevia furrows her brow. Now that you're here, there's only one thing for it. We gotta win. But to do that, we need to hit him with everything we got. One and done. Here's what we'll do. You'll head for the Citadel and send everyone who's manning the outposts in the city back to me. I'll get a squad together, we'll meet up again at the Citadel, and sock it to him in one final punch. And one more thing. Remember the Bell of Mercy, the relic he returned? You'll be walking right past it. Make sure to give it a good whack to make all the demons' eyes pop out. At least give us a fighting chance. I heard it's good at frying scum of all kinds. Well, it's time to do my duty as commander. Yes, sir. And don't worry about your pals from the Fane. I'll get them here in one piece. Good. Ivu's getting really big, I must admit. It's getting ridiculous to how big she's getting. We'll purify ourselves a little bit here. We can rest in these little zones, but we don't need to do so. Because we are already buffed. Got a whole bunch of Crusaders already, but yeah, we're gonna go with solo for now. That's a bit more cold iron. I welcome it completely. Alright, let's save here, and let's go get the Bell of Mercy ringing. I just need to figure out where it is. The Secrets of Creation. Find Stoffen, meet the One-Eyed Devil. Wait for an opportune moment. Endgame. Storm's Peak. Yep. So, for reference, unfortunately for us, there's a few things that we have failed to do. Yeah, we failed to watch our step. Which is unfortunate, but, you know, that's just how it is. But, yeah. Let's go deal with this whole world wound business now. Eh? What's going on here? What the hell's going on? Alright, let's charge the Marilith. There we go. Oh, there goes the Crusaders, I guess. They were really eager to go in, huh? I'll just leave Ivu and Bismuth to do their thing. Focus on the Babao Warrior, because he is the most dangerous of the lot. Marilith goes down quite easily. Ah. Screen's glitching a little bit, but that's fine. We'll live. Five foot closer. Yeah, they've basically got the same health as me, so this is this is turning out to be an interesting fight, to say the least. Even though they're level 17, no less, huh? Interesting. Okay, we will delay our turn for when they stand up. There we go. Get another hit on. And then we just wail on them again. They're stunned. Yeah, these guys stand no chance against our overpowered self. And they're pro. Lovely. Well, that works for me. That just makes it so my hits are even better. Okay, we got some loot here. Leather armor of greater electricity resistance. Huh. Well, if I'm looking for electricity resistance, there you go. We ring the Bell of Mercy. Dong. Oh. It's too late. Whatever. We'll save here, though, because we haven't saved in a little bit, so... I should have rang the bell a little earlier, but, I don't know. Off we go. It is a right mess down here. Alright. We still got the Death Ward, that's good. Off we go. Okay. We're gonna focus the Brolkai. 5. Oh, I did not mean to 5 foot away, but okay. Alright. Focus on the Brolkai here. Then we 5 foot closer. You fail to use the innervation. You're stunned. Just skip these guys really quick. Focus on the Incubus Dominator, who goes down almost immediately. And then the Marilith is now focused because of the surgical cuts. They're going to be tearing away. Ow. Alright, I suffer a penalty of 3. That's enough to warrant some change. I'll bring those 2 over. And in the meantime, I will unpolymorph. I will use lesser restoration. There we go. That'll cure me perfectly. We'll stick with the gold dragon, because that's just what I'm used to now. Save. Okay. Going on here? Oh, hello. Get ready to pay for your sins. I'm Staunton Varn, and I've risen from the grave. To exact my revenge on everyone who brought me to ruin. Come on, Staunton. Calm down. Well, this is an awkward, an awkward time to reunite. Ah, well. The dead dwarf is still shackled in decaying armor, is writhing on the ground. I've lost again. But that won't save you. I rose to claim my revenge once, and I will rise again. Must kill her, that monster. She's to blame for all the suffering I've endured. Staunton, I never thought I'd see you again. Could not stay in my grave. I rose to reap the harvest of blood, and I did. I have killed many, crusader and demon, and I will kill again. You think you can destroy me? I am vengeance, I am retribution. Who did you want to exact your revenge on? The dead man finally answers fervently with a spark of insanity in his voice. Own her. The temptress and deceptress who was the reason for all my suffering. Monago is her name, and I have vowed to shed her blood. And you, my murderer. And on the crusaders who treated me like an animal. On everyone. On the whole world for turning my life into endless agony. How did you come back to life without a necromancer's help? The dead man's voice burns with malice. My hatred raised me from the grave. I was treated unjustly, and I intend to repay everyone who had a hand on it. I was an honorable knight, but you, all of you, dragged my name through the mud. You will pay. You will pay dearly for what you've done. The dead man nods wearily. You've suffered far too long. Stand ready to accept your sentence. Alright, well, I have to do the good thing. I'll cleanse you of the corruption that has possessed you. Farewell. I figure it's fitting, given I'm a fire dragon in this instance. Flames consumed the screaming dead man in an instant. The dwarf utters a blood-curdling shriek. I curse you! Curse you! You and everyone you hold dear. Die suffering. I, Staunton Vaughn, hate and curse you all. Well, that's something. We're given a glaive, adamantine full plates, belt of physical might, headband of inspired wisdom, energy source, ring of protection, and cloak resistance. Specifically, the energy source, if you have the ability to channel energy, it allows you to do it 2 additional times a day. I think we used the energy source when we were a lich, but we don't need it anymore. Not for us, anyways. Okay, there's a nice little scroll of true seeing. There's a little barricade up here, but that's not going to help us much. Okay. We also find the Robe of Fire. It's a little late to be finding this, but it does give you a +2 to saving throw DC when it comes to fire spells. And considering Fireball is a fun spell to have, well, if you have enough meta magic, it can do some ridiculously interesting things, so that's nice to think about. Oh, okay. So this wardstone is still here, okay. O Iamode, do not forsake Dresden in our hour of strife. Oh, more Crusaders are moving in. Okay, there we go. Alright. I'm just going to move them closer because that just means that we can see better. Seems like they're trying to chase after Aivu? I'm not sure, though. We'll just move these guys closer, though, because we do need it to an extent. Oh god, the Crusaders are going down, though. Nasty. We have Death Ward, so they're affecting the Crusaders at the moment, not us. I'll focus on the Baba Warrior here. There we go. I'll just move Bismuth over here. There we go. Take the stuff. Alright, we are suffering from heavy encumbrance, which is not cool, but we'll make it work. We're going to quickly just drop, let's go by weight in descending order. Drop all these scimitars. The long spears can also be dropped. Heavy picks as well. How about the armor? That can be reduced. Drop this, this, this. Alright, there we go. Got a few powerful scrolls, which is welcome. Always welcome, no less. Let's save here. Keep going. And once this entire place is cleared, we're basically good. Pick the lock. Okay, so that's barracks, I guess. We're just gonna quickly make our way back over to the tavern. I'll quickly peer through these. No, nothing. That's perfectly fine. Alright. Into the half-measure tavern. Let's clear this place out. The one-eyed tiefling wipes the sweat off his forehead. Don't be scared, lads. We'll get through this. The walls are sturdy here, and reinforcements will come, you'll see. He notices you, and freezes, opening and closing his mouth silently like a fish. It's a shame the half-measure has suffered so much damage. The tiefling looks around. You call this damage? It's only a little messy. We'll fight off the demons first, and then we'll renovate this place so it's even better than it was before. I'm already planning to order a new counter. I guess I'll renovate the ceiling as well, since I'm going to do all the rest. Maybe I should change the floor, too. Been a while. The tiefling slaps his knee in delight. Commander, the wait is over. I'm not dreaming, I can't believe it. Bai gives you a friendly wave. Commander, it's so good to see you. We had a grand time at your funeral feast. We'll have an even better time at your homecoming party. Later, of course. After we fight off the scum. Time to move. Yes, Commander. The tiefling claps his hands. Fall back, lads. We've got nothing more to do here. Yep. We'll just peruse the area, see if there's anything worth mentioning. I don't think there is anything around here, aside from like a few items here and there. There is a few rest spots, though, that you can use, if you so desire. But I'm not sure if there's anything in the tavern specifically. There's a few things, like that magic there. But yeah, it looks like most everything here is pretty much done and cleared out. Which fair. Now we go to the prison, and we'll check the upper echelons of prison as well. But first, of course, the prison comes first. Alright, here we go. Charge forward. Oh, we've knocked him back. We're going to focus on this Incubus Butcher, I guess. There we go. Oh, okay, take out the Crusader, won't you, huh? Alright. I can reach that one, so I will just focus on the bow here, and then we'll focus on this one. They get stunned. Oh, dang. Okay, let's see. Who has the least? Okay, so that has 6 seconds. You have 12 seconds, so we'll charge you first. There we go. That knocks you prone. Okay, we're gonna 5 foot here. Land the attacks on the Incubus Dominator there, and then we can focus on this one. But then again, it's gonna perish, so. 8. Take everything there. We'll just make the corruption recede a little bit more. Alright. Save here. And into the prison we go. We're making some swift time, that's for sure. Hey there, Lore. Commander, you've risen from the dead after all. And not a minute too soon. Suppose that means I owe Amnebia money now. Never been so happy to lose a bet in my entire life. You bet that I wouldn't come back. Why? Lore looks at you guiltily and shrugs. Truth be trolled, Commander, I'm a practical man. Never count on miracles. It doesn't mean I'm not happy to see you. On the contrary, I suppose that a miracle you don't expect brings you the most joy. Especially it saves you from certain death. Where'd the prisoners go? The Queen ordered that some be executed, and the ones who weren't rotten to the core can be given a second chance. Now they serve this Queen in the condemned, atoning for their mistakes, so to speak. Well, dang. Time to move. Right you are, Commander. It's time for drastic measures. But not before, securing a various haul of loot here and there. Bestow Grace of the Champion. What's this? Oh, this is the Paladin. I think this. No, it's not a Paladin ability, but it's a very powerful scroll, though. This has no effect if cast on a Paladin, though. But it has its charisma. It gives you immunity to disease, immunity to fear, and gives you a charisma bonus to all your saving throws. Good if you're a charisma user, but otherwise, absolutely dog water. Okay, absolutely nothing there. Still take all of this, though. To the streets. Alright. I guess I could quickly cast Bull Strength on myself. Well, assuming I have a Bull Strength. I do have Bull Strength, to be fair. Using this will increase our carry weight by a little bit. There we go. We are now at medium weight, but we do have the carry capacity now. Okay, we'll save here. You know, that's what I could do. Hold on. Right. So if I go into spells here real quick. Move this over to here. And I were to cast Strength on myself. That would help my carry capacity, wouldn't it? Technically, this is a... it was each 4 caster levels. What is my current cast level as a... in Mythic? I guess I need to go to Spellbook to see. Okay, so I'm technically considered level 14 Azata, so... For every 4 cast levels, that's... So that's a 3, so that's 12. I get 1 if I get another level in Azata, I guess, technically. So this will bring me up to a 3, so I get a +6 strength with this. So that'll boost up my strength and my carry capacity in turn. So that'll help us carry everything, really. Which will be nice. Save here. And then we're gonna go further. Ah, hello. Oh, there goes one of them. Not a fan of that, but okay. Let's just move our companions over. Okay. Guess they're really attempting to ruin my day, but thankfully, I'm just built different. There we go, just stunned him casually. Yeah, that Glabrosu Wrecker's in a state to behold. Never mind the fact that I can keep critting him, so... So yeah, this is just basically a pummeling match now. Nice try. It's unfortunate for the Crusaders, but we're doing the best that we can here. We get a greater wand of invisibility. That's going to be really nice overall. We also get a nice little wand, a greater quicken metamagic rod, specifically. That's going to help with certain spells here and there. Save here. Paul. A familiar gold-haired healer brushes some ashes from his sleeve and shakes his head as he inspects a pile of charred demon corpses. They were too stubborn to retreat. The determination could have helped them in life, but instead, it only led them to their untimely deaths. I regret having to kill them. What are you doing here? I debated for a long time whether or not to interfere in Dresden's affairs. However, the words of the loyal warriors who remained behind to defend the fortress touched my heart. I was frustrated to get involved, and none too soon it seems. Alex gestures towards the demon corpses nearby. What happened to the cultist I spared? I heard that he became a healer. I do not know if he still worships Baphomet, but even if he does, I'm certain that he will bring more good into the world than evil. You should be proud of yourself. You chose to spare him. Thanks to your decision, the world now has another caretaker of the afflicted. Come with me. You can help me drive away the demons. We are not leading a large force against the demons, and that leads me to believe that you do not want to attract attention. The old dragon entering the fray is something that attracts a good deal of attention. Trust me. Furthermore, I wish to see for myself what you've achieved since last we saw one another. I want to observe how the dragon spirit manifests within you. I have to go. Farewell, Commander. This will be a difficult fight, but if you look within yourself, you'll find that the spirit of a dragon cannot be defeated. If you feel a desire to follow Terendilev's example, come and meet me in Dresden after the battle. If you do not, well, then this will be our last meeting. Alright. Oh, Baylor Ravager, hello. I was not expecting you, of all things, but okay. But, yeah, no, I guess I never did show this, but, the Beast Totem activates when you're, in, position, but, it doesn't seem like we need to charge in this instance, so we'll just wail on this guy, and we should be fine. What's his AC? He's got an AC of 44. Yeah, no, we'll be fine. All of them are sickened, though. That's something worth noting. I guess that's because of the bell, which is nice. Just a small effect as part of what we've been doing thus far. Alright. They're really trying, huh? Unfortunately for this Baylor Ravager, we're just built different. And he just got stunned. Damn, what a mood. Yeah, to think that a Baylor Ravager got their butts handed to me is quite funny. We are given 8 ability damage, so we need lesser restorations going off. There we go, that cures everything, surprisingly. Oh, I used a restoration, my bad. Well, that's fine. We won't be able to gather that just yet, but that's fine. Let's see. I think I have the ability to go over there. I just need to get there, so I'm actually going to gather these guys here. And we're going to make our way all the way over to here. I don't think we'll be able to get to this side, but we can certainly try. And even then, we've got teleportation, so I think I can actually squeeze my way through without too much hassle. It's just a matter of aiming for the right location. Ah, hello. Another Baylor Ravager, but yeah, he's in for a world of hurt now. Oh. Hello. Okay, we're just gonna move them over here. Just send Bismuth over as well. There we go. Ah! Not a fan of that. And it sucks that our fast healing isn't working to begin with, but hey, it's fine. There we go. Put a smooth Bismuth back here. Seems we'll just have to get our healing in as we're going. There we go. What about you? Ow. We'll focus on the Incubus Dominator here. There we go. Nice. You're seriously not full attacking me? I'm kind of surprised. What is our strength currently? We only suffer 2 ability damage, but still. There we go. We're gonna need to heal a bunch, so... Wait, hold on. Oh, that's just a restoration going. Okay. Okay, let's see. Heal. What have we got for healing? We've got Cure Critical Wounds, I suppose. We'll use Cure Lights until we're fully healed. That's going to use a lot of them. There we go. There we go. Then we polymorph here. That's going to get rid of all of our Cure Lights, but that's fine. It's not like we're using them anyway, so... Right. We're currently heavy load still. Okay. Just having a medium load should be fine. As long as we maintain that medium load, we basically are good. That said, we're definitely going to want to jump down here, and I think the best way to do that is to teleport. And thankfully, we do have the means to teleport, and we also have a means to teleport back, using Aspect, or converting one of the spells. I think we can do it anyways. Let's see. Well, we do have a Charisma 0, so... Oh, no, we have... Okay, so we can do it. Okay. That's good. I'm gonna see if I can't teleport down there, though. Because it does look like we might be able to. I can't seem to get to the Baylor Ravager, so... I guess we'll just hold off for now. Let's save here. And let's see what's on the far reaches here. If anything. Okay, the Citadel. Anything worth mentioning over here? Okay, we'll save. Finally, we secured a citadel. Start with my room, I guess. Take the lock. Another magical beast hide. Oh, hello, storyteller. The storyteller turns to you calmly. Long months have passed, Commander. But even while you were away on the other plane, I could hear your brave heart beating. The sound never stopped for a second. Gideon laughs. You're a lively one, Grandpa Elf. Always finding yourself in the most dangerous spots. But I'm glad to see you. Although you'd be safer tucked up by a fire somewhere. How have things been these past 6 months? The Queen showed us nothing but respect and fair treatment. After she decided to proceed with the crusade, many of us chose to stay with the unit until ordered to protect the Wardstone until your return. It was an easier decision for me than for others. I had encountered you in the Abyss, and I knew you were alive, but not everyone believed me. And then yesterday, I had a vision. I was leafing through the pages that you had collected for me, and suddenly I saw a future. Not the future clamoring to be told by the page in my hand, but your future. The future of the person who first brought that page to me. In my vision, you returned from the Abyss, marked by new powers. That wound around you like snakes. Your voice made the earth tremble. People and demons dropped to their knees. Niomede herself extended you a helping hand. But the only thing you were concerned with was the whereabouts of the banner that Queen Gulfrey had taken with her. I know what I saw is difficult to believe, but I am in the habit of trusting my visions. So I hurried to the Citadel to lay my hands on some of Queen Gulfrey's possessions to try and discern where she went, and where your banner is now. Do you know where she's went? It wasn't easy. I see the Queen's future and her past as if looking through shattered glass. Multiple visions come one after the other, distorting the picture. The Queen is in mortal danger, at the crossroads of her fate, and her every step may prove fatal. But I did not give up, and fortune smiled upon me. I touched her goblet and learned where she was leading her army. Her Majesty decided to march for Is, a bold move, one worthy of a queen who was not accustomed to hiding. Is. The place sounds familiar. Can you remind me of the details? Oh, Is. The city that hangs over the abyss. It was once the citadel of legendary rulers, the capital of Sarkoris. But now demons are tearing it apart, and making a mockery of its former glory. 2/3 of its magnificent streets and proud towers have been collapsed into the whirlwind. But the city still holds on, just as Sarkoris holds on, defeated but refusing to die. To arms then. It's time for the final battle of Dresden. The storyteller nods. Yes, your arrival has changed everything. Attacked by 2 armies, we felt like a dilapidated palisade on the verge of being swept away by a giant's wave. But with your return, we become an indestructible wall that withstands any blows. There's one more thing. The storyteller pauses for a while. In the shattered fragments that form her fate, I can sense your presence. And I'm convinced that the Queen could sense it too. Not one can say what the next encounter will lead to, but there is one thing I know for certain. Gulfrey's fate and yours are tightly intertwined. Perhaps that's what made the Queen write this letter to you. After I touched her goblet, I saw her hiding it in a secret compartment in the wall. I managed to find it. I do not know what it says, but I can sense the emotions that were tearing the Queen apart while she wrote it. Stein, I don't know where you are now. Are you even still alive? I don't know what to do, but I'm a queen and I must act accordingly. I don't know why I'm even writing this letter. You're unlikely to ever read it. Forgive me. Gulfrey. The storyteller ponders for a moment. I think I'll be able to tell you about the feeling she was experiencing in that moment. If you wish, you can come to me later, when everything is settled down, and bring this letter with you. We'll look into the past of the item together. Okay, before we do continue, I do need to load the save here, because we will need to actually secure all of our items and bring them over. Because if not, we're not going to be getting anywhere quickly. So I'm just going to quickly go through gathering the items, because I know for a fact this is going to lead to something big. And very big at that. I know that for a fact. So this is going to be interesting. So, yes, we want to secure the loot here. We'll have Ivu go, because she's the fastest. Not that it will really matter, because it's going to be a heavy load regardless. Let's see if I can't increase our strength. Belt of Physical Perfection, Belt of Physical Might. We can equip the Bracers of the Mighty Boar here. This will give us 6 strength. Belt of Thunderous Charging. We'll give this to Ivu for now. That will increase our strength a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Alright, Ivu. You'll be picking up this loot. We do need to cure the exhaustion of Bismuth, but it's fine. I believe I actually have a spell for that. 1 second. Let's see. Here we go. Rejuvenating Poem. There we go. Nice. Alright, there we go. Okay, we pick the lock here. Grab the hide. Grab the loot here. Save. And off we go. Let's quickly speed through the dialogue of the storyteller here, and we'll go from there. Okay, here we go. It's time. Just gonna increase the volume here. No, there are too many of them. This is useful. We're done for. Fall back, hold the line. Alright, here we go. A huge, oily Nefalshi is waiting for you, with his arms folded. Here comes the Commander, kids. So, Commander, do you like what you see? You've arrived just in time to hear your friends screaming for help. They trusted you. Look what's happened to them. You actually think you can rescue them? Huh. What do you think you are? You shouldn't have angered our master, mortal. He will take away everything you have, your mind and your flesh included. You belong to him now. Who sent this army here, you? We all serve Lord Bath, Lord of the Labyrinth. Promised us Dresden, and your skin as a doormat. The Merle adds this with a smug grin. You'll only get Dresden, welcome, Dopa. The skin is mine and mine only. Splendid in my chambers, in the illimitable prison. I'll do what that idiot Minago failed to accomplish. I'll destroy the Wardstone as you watch, little commander, and then I'll admire the despair frozen in your face forever. I will rescue my friends. The Nefalshi burst into laughter. I'll rescue my friends. How exactly will you do that, you pathetic Galarian maggot? What can you do on your own without your army? Yell inspirational speeches? Oh no, I'm so scared. And then all the pathetic defenders of Dresden will be inspired and turn into invincible force? Yes, that's usually how it goes in fairy tales. You know what happens next in real life? Your friends will rot in my lord's dungeon. Their bones will be joined the myriad of others. We'll wipe your army out, and along with it, you. But I won't kill everyone. I'll lock you in a cage, then start torturing your friends. Once I'm done with them, they will come to spit on your face. They'll tell you themselves what torment you doomed them to. With a pointed yawn, the Merilith remarks casually. Time to end this, mortal. He has nothing to surprise us with. You're just a jumped-up mortal insect. You're nobody. And now, the list of options. We've got 3 this time, but it's pretty obvious what we're gonna go for. I am a gold dragon. My heart is full of compassion, but my spirit is relentless. I will allow those who want to leave to go in peace. Those who stay, I have to destroy. Power rushes through you, almost ripping it apart. The wound in your chest burst open in a spray of bloody droplets. The might bestowed upon you by the Abyssal and Arilu Vorlesh erupts into this world, and you pay for it in the purest of agony. Ogandolfa, who just a moment ago seemed so vast, so powerful, now seems like a slow-witted bully to you. The demons and the Citadel defenders are all just poor, misled children, who see no further than the tip of their own noses. Your heart fills with compassion for them. The soft glow of your scales touches them all, soothing them with its warmth, and they realize there's no need to fight anymore. Battles are pointless. Life, every moment of it, is the greatest miracle. Preserving it and reveling in each new day is what is truly important. Some of the demons hesitate for a few moments and then leave, wondering what they're doing here and why they got into this fight in the first place. But others are just too angry to retreat. You know that they are no match for a gold dragon, and their sad decision has just doomed them. Battle it is, then. An incredible silence suddenly descends over the city. It is broken by the solemn sound of fanfares that seem to come from far away, everywhere and nowhere all at once. All eyes are turned to the huge stained glass window of the city's main cathedral. It begins to glow with a soft light, and in the next breath, a lone figure steps out of the glass onto the cobblestones of Dresden.
Knight Commander, at last we meet.
There is no mistaking her. Mode, the goddess who has deigned and descended to the world of mortals. Your companions shield their faces, unable to withstand her radiance. The surviving demons quiver. The townsfolk fall to their knees, but the deity's eyes are on you and you alone. gods don't often descend into our world.
They rarely have good reason to. I suppose you're asking yourself why I am here. Gods must not interfere directly in the affairs of mortals. But what is happening here, in the World Wound, is no longer the concern of mortals alone. And this is proof. This fortress has witnessed so many horrors and miracles. It makes me wonder how it still stands.
For a moment, the goddess diverts her eyes from your face and looks around out over Dresden, surveying the chaos caused by the recent battle and the manifestation of your power.
Goodness and the light of hope are not unknown to you, but you mix them with recklessness. And the power that feeds this recklessness is dangerous. The path you chose to defend Dresden, I cannot accept it. Demons are an evil that have brought immeasurable suffering to this world, and yet you gave them a choice? When they corrupt and destroy, they do not give anyone the benefit of choice. They do not deserve mercy. Your power is great, but it will be no good for Golarion if you continue to let its enemies run free. But I did not come here to reproach you, or to bewail the fate of the unfortunate defenders of Dresden. I wish to stop the forces of evil and defend Golarion, both from Daskari's violent rage and from Nocticula's insidiousness. But that is not my only goal. I have come here to restore justice, for justice is the birthright of all. That's why I hail you as a hero who has triumphed over the demons many times. At the same time, I grieve for you, as for a soul that is caught in a web of demonic deceit and villainy.
You're right, but what can I do about it?
I have come to help you. In that moment, when my poor Herald was being torn apart by monsters, he found the strength to send me a message about what he had learned in the Abyss. You were in Elushanira, where you spoke with the Lady in Shadow and the Architect of the World Wound. They confessed what they had done to you, but they did not reveal the whole truth. Both you and this unfortunate world will have to pay dearly for the power that they so generously bestowed upon you. But all is not yet lost. That is why I have come.
The walls of Dresden... Oh, okay. The walls of Dresden shake again, and with a ringing laugh, a black shadow appears before the shouting goddess. Nocticula in the flesh, standing beside her is Arilu Vorlesh, who stares at the goddess with an ice-cold rage in her eyes.
Who here has been taking my name in vain? Ah, it's you, the Inheritor. What's this? Our worst fears have come to pass. The gods are flocking to Golarion. This merry little tinderbox could ignite at any moment, reducing the material plane to dust.
The succubus makes Iomede's title sound like an elegant insult.
I did not come here to fight.
Oh, really? I didn't realize you were good for anything else. Forgive me, that was unfair of me. Judging by your successes over the last 100 years, fighting is not your forte. After all, the wound is still there, as far as I know. So why are you here? If you have come to meddle in my affairs, don't expect me simply to stand aside.
This party's really getting started now. Who'll be next to arrive? Cade and Kalian, perhaps?
The two of us will be more than enough. Listen to what I have to tell you. If she wishes to be present for this conversation, so much the better. Do you hear me, Nocticula? You and your servant are under no obligation to leave. I have come here to shed the light of truth. Let us see if you both can withstand its merciless radiance. I cannot change the flow of mortal history by force. After all, the world wound is their doing, although committed at the behest of the Abyss. But sometimes force is unnecessary, and truthful words are all it takes.
The goddess who was mortal not so long ago is eager to judge us for our sins now. My sin, to be precise. What lies behind your eagerness, proud Iomade? Righteous wrath? Or perhaps fear? Watch out. A simple mortal woman has learned how to grant powers to others. Powers which are beyond the wildest dreams of many Imperial lords. This must be stopped, forbidden, taken away immediately. After all, what need will we have for all these arrogant gods once we become their equals?
Silence. It's impolite to interrupt your elders. But you know, Inheritor, she does have a point. What are you going to do now? Break my weapon? Which has made so many victories possible, and only because he received that weapon from my profane hands, and the entire affair must therefore be profane also? What real reasons do you have? Save those born of your envy, your capriciousness, and your suspicions?
Nocticula's gold gaze makes Arilu press her lips in a thin line.
My reasons are quite real, as you well know. That is why you appeared here in such haste, is it not? You have woven a delicate lace of half-truths, Nocticula. From you and your servant, the Knight Commander has learned that he is bound to the world wound, that he is slowly dying because of its influence, and that he is yet capable of closing it. But you withheld a crucial piece of information. You never told him that closing the wound won't save him from death. For this lock will destroy the key to which it is bound. The one who closes the world wound will die along with it.
Fury rings in the voice of the goddess as she says this.
That is true. I tried to tell you back in Illusionera, but I was not allowed to. It is an unavoidable consequence of this process. To stitch two planes together as I have stitched Galarian and the Abyss, the soul of a mortal must be woven with the essence of the Abyss. To undo this seam, the original soul, the key, must be ripped apart. No one could survive such a process.
Arilu's voice sounds almost indifferent. She doesn't look at the furious goddess. Her eyes are glued to you, however. In other words, I'll die if I don't close the wound, and I'll die if I close it.
It is true. Now do you see the perils of accepting a demonic gift? No matter how much power the Abyss gives you, that power will always be tainted by lies and misfortune. This is the justice I promised you. The right to know the whole truth, and not to be a plaything in the hands of abyssal spawn.
Nocticula, were you trying to hide this from me?
Trying, you say? I successfully hid the truth from you for as long as I deemed necessary. Are you expecting me to explain myself? My goal is to close the world wound, not to grant you a happily ever after.
And what if I'm willing to sacrifice my life if it means closing the world?
Oh, how noble! For a brief moment, I even felt some regret that we demons are incapable of such lovely feelings. You see now, Inheritor? My little protege has more nobility in him than you expected. Shame on you.
This nobility is exactly why I came here. To help the Knight Commander learn the truth, and to show him that he has been used. Besides, I do not believe that you have been acting for selfless reasons, Lady in Shadow. Honesty and nobility have never counted among your virtues. You own the main source of Nahindrian crystals, and your servant Arilu has learned how to break the laws of the universe with their help. Can it be that the ruler of darkness and mistress of assassins has not conceived a way to use this formidable gift for her own benefit?
Accusations, suspicions, all completely hollow, just like your bright-eyed pretty little head. It's a pity you inherited Eridan's sword, but not his sharp mind. I have but one goal now. To stop the armies of that lecherous billygoat and that gluttonous bug from strutting around my domain as if it were their own. I don't give a fig whether it will help mortals or hurt them. If the enemy of your enemy makes you a mutually beneficial proposition, you would have to be a complete idiot to say no.
Well, now I'm finally starting to understand the rules of this game.
Yes. The power that Nahindrian crystals grant you will bring about nothing but your own demise. The branches of the Tree of Sin are vast and verdant, but its only fruit is death. You will not be able to save yourself unless you reject everything that has been foisted upon you. Now you know everything.
No, we're not quite finished with the revelations yet. Few secrets remain to be revealed, but they will be worth the wait.
Rilu's voice rings with surprising, somewhat feral delight.
Does this look familiar? Do you remember the similar wound above your own heart? I have given you enough hints. Come on, ask me the question I have been waiting for.
With a flick of the witch's wrist, something changes in her, as if a veil had fallen. One so thin that it was almost invisible, but which has clouded your vision nonetheless. Now you can see what was hidden before. A deep, open wound above Arilu's heart. The wound pulsates as blood drips from it. Your wound. Arilu's wound, without a doubt, is of magical origin, and it's eerily similar to the one that nearly killed you back in Canopus. History tells us a lot of curious things about the World Wound's creation. As it was first opened, the wound stayed unchanged for quite a long time. Only 30 years later, it grew substantially larger and mightier, instantly, and just once, practically overnight. All signs indicate that the second growth was provoked by a process similar to one that led to the wound's initial emergence. As I learned from the Lexicon of Paradox, to both create and expand the world wound, you needed a creature to serve as a key. Is that alright, Arilu?
That's right. While stitching the planes together, I took souls and fused them with the abyssal essence. That's what happened to you when I expanded the wound a year ago.
I received my wound because of you, Arilu. Implanted the essence of the abyss in my soul when you expanded the world wound. My question is, why do you have a similar wound? Could it be because you used your own soul as a key when you first opened the world wound?
Good question. Just imagine. I have wasted so much time chasing the key to the world wound, and the key was right under my nose this whole time. Arilu, my love, come over here.
Articula looks at Arilu with fresh eyes, predatory curiosity written on her face. Arilu does not look like someone who has been cornered. Without a trace of fear, she gives you a faint nod and then makes a barely discernible gesture with her hand, and disappears as if she were never even here.
Wait, I said wait! That little bitch. I knew she would betray me sooner or later, but I never expected such an idiotic stunt. But everything seems to be falling into place quite nicely. You see, you don't have to die after all. Arilu opened the world wound, and Arilu will be the one who closes it, whether she likes it or not. Although, someone will need to catch her first. And this will require certain powers.
Yes, Arilu Vorlesh will pay for her crimes with her life. Her flight confirms that our suppositions were correct. But now we know that the world wound can be sealed with her blood. You have no reasons to remain indebted to the Abyss and indulge the Queen of the Succubi. Reject her gift, and secure your victory while being the person you were before Arilu Vorlesh corrupted you. Win as a mortal, and become a legend among mortals.
She's talking rubbish. True, we gave you the power, but it was you who chose how to wield it. It belongs to you, and it will remain yours, so you can do whatever you want with it. But first, you must use it to close the world wound. You aren't going to catch this world's most powerful witch, and a half-demon one at that, with your bare hands, are you?
Before I make my decision, I want to ask Iomade some questions.
Ask, and you shall have your answers.
You gained your own powers from the Starstone. How is my power any different?
My ascension was not accomplished in one day, and even the test of the Starstone was only one of its stages. I did not merely gain power, I embraced a sacred duty. Your power, on the other hand, stems not from long hours of study, not from trials. It is not the natural talent you were born with and carefully honed throughout your life. It is the result of an evil soul's deranged experiment with the blood of dead abyssal lords.
You imprisoned entire hosts of angels inside the Wardstone. Why did you do that to them?
Every one of my angels volunteered for that mission. They all knew what kind of watch they were going to keep. They knew that it would be a hard and exhausting battle, but that the lives of mortals throughout Golarion would depend on it. Alas, angels' minds can be as fragile as the minds of mortals. In less than 100 years, many wavered, and wished to break the oath they had sworn. I do not blame them. I blame myself for allowing them to take on a burden that was too heavy for them.
Did you send your herald to follow me into the Abyss? Or did he go of his own free will?
He acted on his own noble impulse, and I did not stop him. I also did not try to dispel his misconception about you being my chosen one. I do not lie, but both celestial beings and mortals can be mistaken.
She doesn't lie, sure. She merely withholds some of the truth. For the noblest of reasons, of course.
You know what happened to your herald?
My herald, my loyal companion, was captured, and now demons are using him to attack Dresden. They're holding him in the Ivory Labyrinth, Baphomet's realm of the Abyss. It is a place I cannot go, not even to save my faithful friend. For doing so would start an interplanar war. Right now, as we speak, Baphomet's servants are torturing the hand of the Inheritor. Tormented and anguished, he reaches for you with his thoughts and his soul. I cannot tell if he sees you as a great unfulfilled hope or a last chance. But Baphomet knows well how to exploit such desperate yearning. He has turned my herald into a source of power to open temporary portals. They do not last long, but they lead from the dungeon where the hand of the Inheritor suffers, right to your doorstep. Baphomet does not need to lead his armies through the rifts. Now he can send them right here. As long as my poor herald remains in the hands of that monster, this will not stop. I cannot say if it is still possible to save him, or if putting him out of his misery is the only way. I cannot openly ask you to intervene. But if you decide to do so, you will be helping both yourself and the one who chose the martyr's path when he followed you into the Abyss.
Ever since I acquired these powers, everyone has believed me to be Iomede's chosen. Why didn't you do anything to dispel this misunderstanding?
At first, I did not know who you were, or where your powers originated. This was revealed to me only when my herald offered up his dying prayer from the depths of the abyss. And following his desperate plea, I sought to confirm my suspicions. Until that point, I had observed you without intervening. After all, your crusade was securing victories, the first Golarion had seen in many years. So even if it was not I who had sent you into battle, it felt unfair to undermine you.
In other words, our Imperial guest had no problem with your power, as long as she didn't know where it came from. She didn't even share her suspicions with her own herald. And after all that, someone dares to claim that demons are the most deceitful creatures?
You should not blame someone else if you base your accusations on vague suspicions rather than solid proof. You call my behavior deceitful. You, of all creatures, who kept the commander ignorant of the fate you had chosen for him? Indeed, the insolence of demons knows no bounds.
Why have you decided to descend to the world of mortals at this particular moment? I would ask this, but it seems pretty obvious. If the gods started fighting one another, it's just going to lead to another interplanar war, and it's just going to be a whole mess. But why have you decided to descend into the world of mortals at this particular moment?
As I have already said, I am here to open your eyes to Nocticula's lies, and to prevent more calamities in the future. You are at a crossroads now. I will not force you to do anything, but you needed to learn the truth, and have the chance to cleanse yourself.
Why did Aurilu do everything possible to lead us to the idea that she was a key too, though?
The impulses that drive a soul as black as hers are beyond my comprehension. Perhaps she was startled by my arrival, and decided not to bother keeping a secret that was bound to be revealed. Or perhaps she is up to some cunning scheme. Be on your guard. The architect of the World Wound will surely try to bring you down. For if she truly is a key, then it must mean that she will die sooner or later due to the influence of her own horrible creation. And that means that sacrificing you is her only chance of survival.
No more
It is
questions.
time to make your decision then.
Nocticula, I have questions for you.
If you have questions, ask away.
Why did you try to hide the fact that closing the world wound would kill me?
Because if I'd told you the truth, you would have refused to do it. But you're not angry with me, are you? After all, everything has worked out perfectly fine. We found another key. So now you can live and enjoy your life. Provided that you catch Aurilu, of course.
Aurilu deliberately led us to the idea that she was a key too. Why?
Apparently, she understood that her secret was about to be revealed anyway, so she decided to leave in style. What human female over 100 years old wouldn't feel flattered at being the center of attention? Although she could have other reasons. She obviously wanted us to understand everything and immediately rush off in pursuit of her. She's probably been preparing for a war of all against all for a long time. And now she wants to wage it on her own terms. Expect treachery and traps wherever you go.
Where could Aurilu have fled to?
Now, let's think. She's hidden in the abyss before. She won't dare to return there now. Not only to my realm, but to any other either. Even if Baphomet and Discari both take it upon themselves to guard Aurilu personally, that won't stop me from sneaking in, slitting her throat, and leaving undetected. And she knows that. If I were her, I would hide in a place where the powers of her enemies were uncertain, and her own power was close to unlimited. I say you should look for her here, in the World Wound.
You really plan to use me to become a goddess yourself?
That was nothing but the wild speculation of a little girl who gained celestial power through no merit of her own, and now fears that others may do the same, forcing her to share her place in the spotlight. Do I want to become a goddess? Of course I do. Who wouldn't? Can you help me with that? Sadly, no. Of course, Aurilu used to blather on about how her brilliant invention could bake gods like pies. But between you and me, the cleverer the inventor, the larger their ego becomes. So far, she hasn't managed to create anything stronger than you. And no offense, but you're no match for any deity.
Yet. I'm not going to ask this because this is the same exact thing, and I'm not going to say this because I personally don't plan to sacrifice Aurelio, or at least that's my intention. Going by Dragon, or Gold Dragon, compassion, it doesn't seem like the right thing to do. I'm very selfless in this case, or at least in this character anyways.
Very well. It's time for you to make your decision then.
And what of my companions? What do you all think about this?
Perhaps your power came from the abyss, but your beautiful soul has cleansed it of all evil. Don't reject this power, for you have already proved that you are worthy of it.
I enjoy feeling mythic power within me, but my life was perfectly fine before it, so it is up to you to decide.
Being around you is so much fun. The whole world is ablaze. War is raging, but even those who are on the verge of dying smile when they see you. This power is good. Perhaps it was evil before, but you have made it good. Don't throw it away.
As a cave monster who's going to grow old and die in about 10 years' time, I can tell you this. There's no power in the world that's worth selling yourself out to the abyss for. Being the invincible companion of the magical commander was fun and all, but we don't need it. It doesn't really matter how much magic they've heaped on you. You're the commander because you have the heart and mind of a true commander. Screw your power. Don't betray yourself. That way, we'll win.
I don't see any reason for deliberation. Your power is chaotic and capricious, and it originates from a demonic source. I doubt you can even control it. Heed the words of the goddess. Reject it. And then we will hunt down Aurilu Vorlesh and deliver the punishment she deserves.
It's not my place to gainsay the will of my goddess, but the thing is, I can sense evil. And I don't sense it in your power at all. I just don't. Whatever those horned monsters had planned for you, you definitely aren't playing by their rules.
You gave hope to the Crusaders in their darkest hour, even when all seemed lost and only despair and death lay ahead. With these powers, you have saved countless lives, and you will save more. Of course you must keep them.
My brother is wise. Listen to his advice.
Someone pinch me. We are standing in the presence of the most pompous goddess in the world, debating whether we should listen to her or send her packing along with her invaluable opinions. I shall remember this moment for the rest of my life. Even as I the story to anyone who will listen.
Apologies for that. The game likes doing that sometimes, cutting out the audio.
As for your question, by all means, tell her to go to the abyss. The power is yours, and yours alone.
I hate it when they corner you and demand answers out of you. But fine, I'll tell you what I think. With you, I've always had my freedom, Chief, so I'll speak freely. Be who you are, and don't count on gifts from nobody. You gave me the same advice back in Alashanira, remember? And I've never regretted following it. Maybe you won't have the powers you had before, but do you really need somebody's permission to do what you want to do? That's what it's all about!
Experience tells me that it's wiser to trust yourself and your own abilities.
You can't trust what clients tell you. One day you're a hero, the next you're working for the enemy. Sorry, but it all looks like a setup to me. First they tell you to lay down your weapons, and then, once you're unarmed, they finish you off in some back alley.
Your powers are interesting from a theoretical point of view. You are an experiment started by Arilu Vorlesh, and terminating it before it is complete would be foolish, not to mention impolite.
Listen to the goddess, War Chief. And if you won't listen to her, then listen to me. You don't need these thrice cursed powers. You're the strongest of the strong, and the bravest of the brave, even without the gifts of a mad sorceress.
I've made my decision.
I am waiting for your answer. I hope you will choose wisely.
Quite right. Make your choice, and make it the right one.
It is time to choose. We have 3 choices: Azita, Legend, or Gold Dragon. Azita just continues on with the path of going Azita Mythic, which is basically superpowers and whatnot. Legend, we sacrifice all of our mythic power, and we basically escalate our experience gain, and we get some insane amounts of levels. Or, we go with our certain choice, which is Gold Dragon. The Gold Dragon is mighty, almost omnipotent creature that possesses powers beyond all others. The Gold Dragon is the embodiment of goodness, hope, and redemption. For our troubles, we get a Gold Dragon breath, a Gold Dragon form, and a perfect body that is immune to poison, disease, fear, confusion, paralysis, and sleep. You also gain resistance to all energies, equal to your character level plus half your mythic rank, which is ridiculous for us, mind you. We also gain, if any of our saving throw bonus... Yeah, we basically get a whole bunch of stuff that gets us scaled up to an insane degree. And I don't think I need to tell you, we're going with this, because, hell, our weapons also count as +5 weapons. So our body is basically a weapon that can destroy anything and everyone. Never mind the fact that our hit die are going to be scaling to D12s, which is ridiculous. We're going Gold Dragon. I think that's inevitable. For our changes, we get wings for free, which is why I've waited so long on the wings part of things. We get the Gold Dragon Breath. We get improved Gold Dragon Breath, so an effect on top of our Dragon Breath that we can add to it. We get the Perfect Body, and a Mythic Feat. So Perfect Body gives us... Yeah, we basically get a whole bunch of stuff. Until we hit level 9, or level 9 Mythic, we won't be able to get anything further. But getting Gold Dragon form is pretty nice, all things considering. I do believe we lose our casting ability when it comes to Gold Dragon, but the price for that is just worth it. But now, we can choose a mythic ability on top of everything. We are going to go with Bloodline Ascendance. We can choose between Ascension and Soul of the Fae. For us, let's see. We can either be immune to poison. We get immunity to poison because of Perfect Body anyway, so we're going to go Ascension. 1 second. Alright, I gotta take a small 5-minute break, but when I return, we will be back shortly and get into whatever we have to. But we're probably going to go with the Ascension perk here. That seems like the most logical conclusion here. And be right back, and I will choose the breasts, or go through the breasts with you to see what we decide on. Alright, I'm good. Let's see. We can either go for a Disrupting Breath. Your breath effectively disrupts undead foes. We do additional positive energy damage equal to the breath damage. Empowered Breath. We increase the number of damage dice equal to our mythic rank. Our breath dispels all mind-affecting effects applied by enemies from all allies in the area. Additionally, you dispel all mind-affecting effects from enemies struck by your breath. Overwhelming Breath. You add twice your mythic rank instead of your mythic rank to the saving throw DC of your breath. Okay. Scorching Breath. Enemies that fail their saving throw against your breath catch on fire, taking your breath damage each round until the flames are extinguished by making a successful save against your breath. Or, enemies struck by your breath take a penalty to save DC of all spells they cast equal to half your mythic rank for 1d4 plus 1 rounds. Later on, we also get the Annihilating Breath, Decaying Breath, Enlightened Breath, and Rejuvenating Breath. This is if I take the Vow of Dahak for the Annihilating and Decaying Breath. But if we do not have it, then we can get the Enlightening and Rejuvenating Breath. So our breath heals allies in the area, or our breath dispels all permanent and temporary negative levels afflicting allies in the area, cures all of their temporary ability damage, and restores points permanently drained. So neither of these really appeal to me, so I'm going to focus on the more explosively damaging ones. So what's the DC of our breath? It is character level plus half our mythic rank. Well, that's for D8 of Holly damage. And the DC is 10 plus half our character level, plus our mythic rank, plus our highest ability modifier. So 10 plus, I guess 32, so that's like 16? So 10 plus 16 plus 8 plus 14, I want to say? 10? It's a ridiculously high save, but we could probably double down, and go with Overwhelming Breath. Adding twice our Mythic rank instead of our Mythic rank to saving throw DC is probably going to be the best thing for us. We're probably also going to want the Empowered Breath as soon as possible next to that, but making it near impossible to save against is probably going to be our saving grace here. So we'll go with Overwhelming Breath. And with that, we are effectively a dragon in this instance. But, yeah. Ooh. We were inspired by the kindness, or the wisdom and kindness of gold dragons. The choice is made. All you have to do is announce it to everyone. I thank you both for your wise advice. But take a closer look at me, and you'll understand that I don't need it. A golden glow engulfs you. Metal scales appear on your knuckles. Fire erupts from your nostrils. With a shriek, Nocticula shields her eyes. Even Iomade squints a little as she looks at you.
You are beautiful. Now I have no doubts. He will save us all.
What is that? Where did it come from?
So, this is the path you have chosen? Well, I accept your choice with respect. It will not be easy for you, Guardian of Mortals. Do not expect any gratitude from those you save, and your loved ones will have to pay for every one of your failures. But if you can handle the burden that you have just taken on, then perhaps one day you will understand how I feel, and then we will meet again. And now I bid you farewell.
There we go. We have officially become a gold dragon. So yeah, I'd say we're doing quite well for ourselves. But yeah, we finally managed to become a gold dragon. We've, become the big early guy, I guess, but I digress. We've done well for ourselves. So that's gonna be nice. Hell yeah. But yeah, I should probably turn up the music, I think, once everything's loaded and whatnot. Because now we get to listen to the Gold Dragon music theme, which is going to be nice. Alright, 2 days have passed. It's a little misty now. I'm not sure why that is, but I guess that's because the heirs of a gold dragon are coming around. It's a nice cloudy and frosty day. But dragons are flying overhead, I guess, so that's fun. And sharing with it the nature of the Azata. Hell, there's even a dragon outside. Well, hey. Nothing like a strong force. Ivory's little face is a picture of sadness, and her tail trembles slightly. Probably due to anxiety. Look what happened! I'm small again! There's almost no magic left in me. It's because it was all coming from you. But of course, I'm not angry at all with you for giving up your Azta power. And the others aren't angry either. They can no longer be 3 Crusaders. Our island no longer flies. No more magical things happen there. It's so sad I have to go back to Elysium now, but we'll stay friends, won't we? We're not just friends. Someday we'll be a real dragon family. Of course. I'll just need to grow a little bigger. 100 more years, maybe 200, and I'll fly back to you. Or maybe you'll come to me. And we'll fly around together and do all sorts of exciting things. I can't help but turn misty-eyed and sniffle. I'll miss you so much. I would stay, but without your power, I'm just a regular little dragon again. The first demon we meet will gobble me up in one bite. But we'll meet again. You'll see. Bye. See you. I'll definitely, absolutely see you someday. Enemy ways to you. Commander, we won. We did it. The demons just folded and fled. All hail the great gold dragon. I wish Erebeth could have seen it. Missed out on so many incredible things. The dragon, Iomade. She won't believe me when I tell her. You being a dragon is so weird. I remember you back when you were normal. Everything's gonna be fine. Everything is safe, and I'll make sure it stays that way. What are we gonna do? We're gonna look after the city, too? That's what. Don't go thinking you're alone in this. We ain't gonna kick back and relax just because you can make miracles happen. What's the situation on the front? Unknown. Her Majesty mustered all the troops she could, raised a sword of valor, and advanced on demons. There's been no word from her since she left. Perhaps she's boldly taking Iz even now. Your bones have already been picked clean by demons. We don't know. I doubt anyone except you will be able to find out. But that's not all. Baphomet's minions keep taking swipes at us. Scumbags are holed up somewhere. The Ivory Labyrinth, I bet. And they'll keep opening portals in different spots, dropping off a dozen units, and then closing the portals before we can get to them. We've lost more scouts than I can care to admit, before we figured out how they were pulling off that little trick. So here's what I'm thinking. Maybe you could get to one of those portals in time? You could be ready for them somehow, and when one opens, you get inside and crack some skulls. They might even be holding the poor Herald in there. If he's alive, you can free him. How does it feel after seeing the goddess in the flesh? My ears are still ringing from the trumpets. After witnessing that sight, I don't think I could be surprised by anything ever again. As you've just heard, I have to catch Arilu. Any ideas where I should look for her? Not especially. She's been roaming around Abyss all this time, but now that avenue is closed to her. Ticula and the other demon lords are all slavering for a piece of her. I think she's someplace around here, in the Wound. Some nasty little place like Iz, or maybe she went as far as Threshold. An entire army of demons enhanced by Nihindrian's crystals was sent here. It's being led by a demon named Mustafa. Do you know anything about that? Scouts reported the movement of a large demon army far to the southwest of Dresden. They were marching across a dried-out lake. There used to be a Sicorian holy place there, I heard. But where they went, nobody knows. They're not headed for us, that's for sure. At least not yet. Thank you for the report. I'll be setting off without delay. Commander, go forth boldly and have no fear. But just make sure you don't get carried away out there. People already heard stories of you making fools of demons. Folks are gonna come here for sure. So come back as soon as, and together we'll all march against the enemy in a final battle. That is, if they don't change their minds after hearing your speeches. And if you're gonna help the Queen, well, you're best with her. I've seen how you protect your own. Protect her as well, please. She's good. She deserves your goodwill. Don't forget. Stein. The succubus gazes at you despondently. She always speaks quietly, but now her voice is a barely audible whisper. my dream, a fire destroyed almost everything. The only thing that survived was the table. I've returned to the dream world so many times. The nightmare still lurks there, but I want to understand why this table is so important. Why did it survive the fire? I can't figure out what makes it special. It looks like a simple piece of furniture. It stands there. What's it supposed to mean? What am I doing wrong? Is your nightmare still attacking you? Not openly. It still lurks in the shadows, gnawing at my soul from within. It never leaves me alone, but it hasn't tried to fight me again. Would you like to enter your dream again? I don't think that will help. We've already been there together, and there must be something else. I must look at it from a different side, but how do you find the other side of a dream? The other side of a dream is called reality. Perhaps this table represents something that you're supposed to do in real life. You might be right. But what should I do? Find a table? Buy one? Perhaps I should learn the craft of carpenter and make one myself? So many possibilities, and I don't even know where to begin. Her excitement gives way to dismay. Perhaps Desna can help you solve this riddle. She was the one who asked me to solve it. I don't think she's going to tell me the answer. I must find it myself, but how? Well, where did this table come from? Where did it come from? Usually considers her question. She taps her lips thoughtfully. Oh, I remember now. There was a loaf of bread on that table. That was Anevia's dream, remember? She said she wanted to learn how to bake. The bread went up in flames along with all the other fragments of her dream, but the table remained. If this table came from Anevia's dream, perhaps you should talk to her. I've been living among mortals for a while now, but there's still so much I don't understand about your kind. How you live, what you dream about. You're right, we should ask Anevia. It's part of her dream, after all. It's a good idea, but... The succubus shifts from foot to foot reluctantly. Could you please talk to her instead? I don't even know how to begin a conversation like this. It's so personal. Please ask her, and I'll stay nearby. Okay. Another quest ahead of us. Commander, the Inquisitor greets you with a bow. I'm sincerely gladdened by your turn and was delighted to hear of your recent victories. It's a shame that my duty has kept me away from the front line. I'd like to take up a place in the ranks of your Crusaders. Perhaps I will still have a chance to do so, but before that happens, we must address another issue. I suppose you've already guessed what has brought me here. We parted ways after the discovery we made at Count Arende's estate. You and I both know that the Count became a conduit from an unknown entity, which I call the Other. I retreated to Neurosian, and then went beyond Mendev's borders looking for mentions of such entities, and ways to fight them. And now that my search has borne fruit, I'm ready to tell you about it. Why has your search taken so long? Because we are dealing with a rare phenomenon, a true anomaly. The Mendev Inquisition has amassed substantial experience in fighting demons, but here we are against something completely different. I had to trawl through our archives searching for cases that seemed in any way similar. I sent inquiries to friendly temples and reached out beyond our nation's borders to experts on the unknown. It was dull and painstaking work, but it was necessary. What have you learned about the Other? I must be honest, I still don't know what it is. However, I've managed to find some evidence of similar incidents. Individuals who, in a horrible moment in their life, became a gateway for an unknown entity. The most curious part is that all of these cases appear almost sequential. They happened in various corners of Galarian, but no two incidents ever occurred at the same time. This leads me to think that we are dealing with a single entity, one who has been secretly present in our world for a long time, merely changing its gateways on occasion. While I do not know what this entity is, I managed to find something of great value. A Veristidian arcanist managed to pick up a trail of the Other and invented a ritual to weaken and bind it. She died under very suspicious circumstances. Her decapitated body was found in her laboratory. Her head was never found. But her note survived. including the description of the ritual. I've discussed it with several high-esteemed experts in magic, and I've inclined to consider this a reliable weapon. We can use the ritual to lure the entity out, bind it, and probably examine it. But to do that, I'll need your assistance, Commander. What do we need to do? We must carefully prepare the ritual, and then bring Count Arende to the designated location. The ritual will lure out the other, weaken his connection with the Count, and bind its essence to our world like an anchor. The last part is especially important. All the evidence indicates that while the gateway is active, the other can travel freely between the material plane and some unknown space that lies beyond. If we fail to bind the other with the ritual, it will either escape or, in the worst-case scenario, drag us into its realm. Hence we must lure it out, and then, I suppose, defeat it. There is one more issue. Aside from the fact that we will have to fight this incredibly powerful and horrifying creature, the other's suspicion must not be aroused until the very last moment, and this means that the Count must not know anything as well. The best course of action would be to take the Count to the designated location without telling him the reason for the journey. Then we must frighten him, and make him appear as if his life is in danger. The other will believe that its gateway is in peril, and then, I hope, it will show up to protect it. The ritual circle will work as a trap, but it is crucial, and I stress this, that we convince the entity that we know nothing of its existence, and that it is Darren who is in danger, not the entity itself. Otherwise, there's no knowing what may happen. And I don't want to give the adversary any chance to outmaneuver us. Why do you think the other will appear to protect Darren? The Count has been in danger many times before, and nothing special has ever happened. You have a special connection with your companions, Commander. You share part of your mythic powers with them. They journeyed through the abyss with you and survived to tell the tale. I believe the other understands this. Also understand how dangerous it would be if you were to become not a benefactor, but an enemy to its gateway. I'm certain that it will react to a threat coming from you, as opposed to ordinary encounters with demons and cultists. How dangerous is it? It is extremely dangerous, which is why I've come to you with this. All the evidence I've collected on the other, in particular the list of its victims, which include powerful demons and strong mortal mages, make me certain that we are dealing with something extraordinary here. It is stronger, and more dangerous than Baelor's and other generals of the Abyss. I also suspect that the Oracle's powers the Count have developed come from the other. As a rule, only gods, imperial lords, and other extremely powerful beings are capable of granting such abilities. I know no exception for you who could challenge such an entity, so I'm asking you to help, for the safety of all those who dwell in Golarion. However, I believe that we can shore up our strategic position, if the other doesn't suspect we're preparing a trap until the very last moment. Even the most dangerous of creatures become more vulnerable when caught off guard. The main thing we must do is to take a methodical approach and stay alert. I think this is within our capabilities. Are you sure that the other is hostile towards us? In all this time, it's never tried to attack me. I am certain that the entity is dark and truly evil. The evidence of my instincts as an Inquisitor are undeniable. Whether the other manifests itself, strange and ominous thing begins to happen, in particular, I am positive that it is responsible for all the magically decapitated corpses. The ones that were found at Heaven's Edge after the tragedy, and in Canabras after Discari's attack. In both places, some of the corpses belonged to civilians and other demons. And in Canabras, some of the victims were cultists. I'm convinced that the other is pursuing some interest of its own. Thus far, it has ruthlessly exterminated anyone who learns of its existence. And now you and I know that it exists. Draw your own conclusions. If Darren is the gateway, can't we just slam the gateway shut and leave the other on the other side? We can, by killing the Count. But firstly, I'm not sure that the other won't try to protect its gateway. In that case, we would have to face it unprepared. And secondly, I'm opposed to the idea in principle. Sometimes Inquisitors must make hard decisions. I have made a great many in my lifetime, For instance, I can kill a person possessed by demons, if he or she is in imminent risk of taking many lives, and I have no time to perform an exorcism. But in this instance, the situation is not so critical. We have a way of fighting the other. I will not agree to commit cold-blooded murder, not even the murder of someone as disgraceful as Count Arende. Very well, I'll help. Thank you. Now let's go over the entire operation once more. I'm convinced that we must lure out the others somewhere far from Dresden and other populated places to avoid civilian casualties. I've chosen a suitable location within the world. I'll mark it on your map. You must bring the Count there without alerting him to what's about to happen. I assume that other foray into the world wound will hardly raise his suspicions. I'll await you there with the ritual check prepared. Before we reach the crucial moment, you must make the Count and the other believe that the Count is in danger. I suppose the easiest way to do that would be to tell him that you've made a deal with the Mendev Inquisition, and the Count will have to face punishment for his crimes, real or imaginary. I'll find a way to intimidate him, but you must play along. We need to provoke the other to come out to protect its gateway. That's when we finish it off once and for all. This case will be my greatest triumph or my greatest failure, but I firmly believe that it must be done. Remember my words. The other must be convinced that we are threatening a Count, and we know nothing of its existence. The slightest suspicion could prove fatal to us. Until we meet again, Commander, may the gods be with us. Okay. Commander. You look up and you see Melissa, the green-eyed fisherwoman from the village of Chili Creek. Her hair is a mess, and her face and clothes are covered in soot. It looks as though she traveled here in a hurry, met with a few dangers along the way. Help. Please help me. He's gone crazy. He will kill him. Calm down. What happened? Do you remember Jurgana, the cleric who came to our village a year ago? The locals weren't very welcoming of him back then. After all, he was a stranger who was preaching about a strange new god, but little by little he became one of us. He went fishing alongside us, and he told people the stories about the crusade. He told us about meeting you and seeing the Queen. The song he used to sing. It just made you want to stop and listen. Eventually, we came very close. We started planning a wedding. My brother didn't seem to mind at first, but after we got married, that's when he lost it. He became violent. He threatened to hurt us. I tried to talk to him, but... Well, even thought about leaving the village, but when my brother found out, he lost his mind completely. Marple is strong, and no one else in the village dares to challenge him. It's a miracle I managed to escape, but my husband is still there. He didn't make it out of the village. I don't know what happened to him. Help us, please. What caused this change in Markle's behavior? Markle, he really honors the village traditions. We've been worshipping the river for many generations. He's not keen on having a cleric of a foreign god in the village, but he's willing to tolerate Jurganoth's presence for a while. However, my relationship really disappointed Markle, especially when he discovered that I had become the worship of Rostel too. How did you get here? Some miracle, I guess. Everything's on fire out there, and all those monsters. Never mind me, I managed to survive. I made it in here in one piece, but I'm in serious trouble. I have no one to turn to for aid. Please help me. My only hope. Alright, I'll lend a hand. Thank you. I'll head back to the village. I'll do my best to keep him from flying into a rage, but please hurry. I'm afraid he might do something terrible. And with that, that's that. We have become a mythic dragon. And I do need to check my spellbook. Yeah. So I actually get a new set of spells because I am no longer a Azta. So I don't get specific types of spells, but I do gain buffs, like Life Bubble, which is really nice. I get Righteous Might, which is insanely good. I even got 8th level casting here, so just having this stuff is actually really ridiculous. Foresight is probably one of the stronger choices that we got, so we've got a whole slew of buffs. Never mind the dragon stuff. And this is probably going to be the most interesting. We can summon a D3 plus 1 medium silver dragons into the battlefield. We can make a demand to a dragon as a dominate person effect. Wait, hold on. It functions like dominate person, except the spell is not restricted by the creature type, and has a fear descriptor instead of a mind affecting. So, if somebody's immune to mind affecting, this will bypass it, which is fun. Dragon Might. As a swift action, you increase your damage dealt by 50% for 1 round. That alone is ridiculous to think about. And Dragon Smite. You mark all enemies within a 30-foot radius of the Dragon Smite effect. Each marked enemy, when attacked by you or your allies, receive an additional damage equal to half your charisma modifier. This is the unfortunate part of things. So we won't be able to benefit from Dragon Smite because of our low charisma, but... well... our spells speak volumes for what we're capable of. And with that, I think I'm going to wrap it up here, honestly. We have effectively become a new scary creature. Actually, hold on. I can still cast these spells? I don't know whether I'll be able to restore those Azita spells, but if I'm able to, that's going to be a surprise for me, that's for sure. But yeah, level 32, Gold Dragon Portrait, looking really nice. And something I failed to mention, our base value of ability scores have changed. So, you see that other bonus below Unclean Gift? That is compensating for the charisma base value that we have, and bringing it to a modified value of 18, thanks to the Broken Trickster and the inherent bonus. But yeah. If we have a statistical value that is at 7 or lower, we can basically bring it up forcefully down or up to its required amount. And theoretically, we can respec to make this even stronger, but yeah, we're looking pretty strong. And I do believe, if I check correctly, let's see. Because of Perfect Body, I'm getting a +4 to my Dexterity, it seems. I'm not getting it to Wisdom, though, unfortunately, but that's not too surprising. Yeah, because Dexterity currently is effectively my largest stat. I will have to increase my Wisdom and Dexterity accordingly in due time, but I digress. That will be done as we level, so that's perfectly fine. But yeah, we are now at an insane AC value. We are basically one of a very... we're pretty strong as a dragon, I must admit. We will not get much of our Azita abilities any longer, it seems, so I'm not too surprised if we lose out on our abilities. But we do get the Gold Dragon Breath, so that's going to be placed there now. And yeah. Difficulty class 63, that's ridiculous. Oh god. I guess I can explain this real quick before I wrap things up. You gain the ability to breathe a holy energy breath, engulfing all enemies in a 50-foot cone and dealing your character level plus half your mythic rank D8 holy damage. And this damage is going to scale higher. So our character level, currently, is 32, and half our mythic rank is about 4, I believe, because we're level 8. So that is 36 D8 holy damage in a single breath weapon. That is arguably going to be our most damaging spell. Or ability, I should say. Never mind the fact that enemies struck by our breath weapon gain a -1 penalty to all d20 rolls. Well, oh. Any enemies struck by our breath weapon suffer a -1 to d20, while all enemies who fail the reflex also suffer a -2. I can use it once every 1d4 rounds. At 9th mythic rank, it becomes a d2. And 10th, I can use it every round if I want. Now, if I can quicken this effect of the Gold Dragon Breath, that would be even better for us. Because that would be hilarious to just cast this as a swift action and just nuke enemies with full attacks. I will become an insane force to be reckoned with. But I digress. We are a truly devastating foe now. And probably with a rest, I'm going to lose all my abilities, unfortunately. So Believe in Ourself is going to be lost, which is a bummer because of how much morale bonuses you get, but it's fine. We can always find other means to get morale bonuses, so it's not a huge ordeal. But yeah. Gold Dragon mood, huh? But I digress. I hope you enjoyed all this, goings-on. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I know I did. And I will see you guys next stream. Take care, everybody, and have a good day.